It's Friday. It's Friday. Welcome to Get the Strap, baby. Wow, this hobby seems to amaze me every single time. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. Have a lot in store for you tonight. Dan McMahon was supposed to be on here tonight, but snow, all stuff happened. He couldn't be on. He'll be back on another show, but we do have the one man who can replace Dan McMahon. A man I've been watching since I was probably 15, something like that. I was jealous. I was like, God, this guy, him and Brandon Moran of Blazing Angel on YouTube, constantly putting out amazing content. And I, as a kid, was always so excited to see it. And I cannot believe I'm going to sit here and interview Hazardf5 for Get the Strap. But welcome to the show. So, a lot of stuff has happened since the last time we were here. AEW Replica came out. There's the whole craziness that's been happening with that. I actually got one myself. Not the replica from Classic Shoes. We'll be talking about that a little bit later because I do want to give a shout out to someone who hooked that belt up really good. So this is... I want to touch on the subject. And I'm going to touch on this with Shane when he comes on. The pettiness that goes on with people when someone is trying to sell a belt. I saw someone order an AEW, pay like $800 and something bucks. I get the markup price. And guy tries to sell it for whatever reason. You don't know what's going on. Maybe, the old lady found out. Maybe he just got it and said, this isn't for me. Let me try to get something else. And then you had like 3 or 4 people on there like, why are you selling it? Why this? Why that? And the guy's literally just trying to sell his belt. You got like 3 or 4 people in there actually interested in the belt. But there are other people just shitting on this guy's post. And please stop. Please. Again, I feel like I say this every time I'm on screen. Go get some ass. Please. Eat some ass. Why don't you do that? Because it takes someone with real, to eat some ass. Go eat some ass and just let people be. If someone is going to, have a belt and sell it and do their own thing, just let them be, man. None of this is that serious. If you think that I take this seriously because I'm wearing a tie and a suit and all that, I'm wearing a tie and a suit talking about wrestling belts. The NWA concept is, oh snap, the devil himself. Hi, Anna. There's an NWA concept right there. Nobody takes it seriously. This is supposed to be a mockery of a talk show. But just let people be, man. If someone is selling their belts, don't go on there and just fucking beat to shit their posts. Somebody's trying to sell it. So what? It's not your money. Whether it be a Reggie, whether it be an AEW replica, whether it be a Classic Shields, whether it be Habibi, Muhammad, or something. Just let people sell their stuff, man. There's no need to be... If we grabbed the shitty people like Eddie Williams and got them the fuck out of here, then we should spread some positivity, okay? Ethan Thompson. The intro of every stepbrother putting in the work, we put liquid paper on a bee and it died. It's true. We actually did that. We're horrible. But Nico... Welcome aboard, baby. Mayon Belts in the house. You guys are doing work. And for some reason, Mayon Belts, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Mayon Belts, for some reason, is still delivering belts. I did not know that was something that could happen. So before we get started, Ronda Rousey is on TV and Matt Mirabito chose Bebe. Before I bring on my special guest, Mr. Hazardf5, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bring on a man, the only man that can stop the war in Ukraine, with his amazing mustache, his good vibes, and the homosexuality of someone that can't even be matched, and I enjoy every single moment of it. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend in the world, Vinny Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay, thank you for that.
Do your thing, baby.
Jay will be back, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Jack Soaps real quick because Jack Soaps is the only one that can clean my butt feathers the right way. So I got a couple of soaps here that he just sent me. Thank you very much. Look at that. You can't see them. They're the John Cena soaps. Here they are. They're beautiful. They come in these little cardboard boxes. I love them. And they smell good, man. We have those. But I do have one announcement. The porn stash is back, guys. It's here. It's here and it's hated. Damon Tynes loves my mustache. He DMs me every time. We have a new bath bomb coming out. We have a new bath bomb coming out. Wow. 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 I see how it is. I thought we were blood. We got the Vegas bath bomb coming out. I told Tim, I was like, Tim, my favorite flavor is coconut. I love coconut, man. He's like, all right, let's do a coconut bath bomb. We'll call it the Vegas. I was like, all right, bet, let's do it. So he's testing it out. He said he tested out the Vegas bath bomb, and his wife wanted him immediately. So I guess it does good things. I'm in love with coconut, and so thank you to Jack Soaps. Thank you so much for keeping us fresh and clean. Appreciate it. Anyway, we have a great show for you. Y'all, I'll take him off. Y'all got that shit going, bro. What is this? Hairy coconuts. Real nice. Real nice. Real nice. But I know we've been working hard on this show tonight. Mr. Hazardf5 is ready to go. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I just wanted to plug the sponsor real quick. Go to jacksoaps.com. Use code PTM. 15% off. And you can grow a mustache just like this. I promise you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'm out. Jay Cross is back. Peace, baby.
Baby. That man, I tell you, one of the most ridiculous people I know. Okay? And it's adorable. It's not like it's something bad. He is the most adorable person on God's green earth. There is an announcement coming up regarding Jack Soap and Mr. Vegas. And I can tell you, and when I go on vacation and I am sitting in that bathtub with my wife, I'm going to be making sweet love to her, thinking of Vinny Vegas. And you'll know why. Now, let's move on. So, Mr. Hazardf5 needs no introduction. He is one of the individuals who, again, has helped me a lot in his videos. It is a positive force in the hobby. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring him on. Mr. Shane Charles, a.k.a. Hazardf5. My friend, thank you so much for coming on. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Always happy to talk shop, no matter the occasion.
And we love to have you on. Having a professional guy who knows his stuff and has been doing this for so long. I really do appreciate you taking the time and filling in for our good friend Dan McMahon. I appreciate that.
I don't know about the word professional, but I appreciate it.
Right? Hey, I try my best to paint people in the best light. Why not? So starting off this show, we're gonna do the Winged Eagle, right? And I have to go back a little bit with instead of talking about the Winged Eagle, because we'll talk about that on overtime. But you, my friend, every time a belt debuts, I know that I'm going to get a notification from Hazardf5 that says this is what that belt is. And it's detailed. You give your honest opinion. Walk me through that process. Is that something that you pull off the cuff, or is that something because you have so much experience, you don't have to research. You don't have to. You just go up there, do your thing, and you knock it out the park every single time.
I mean, when I started the channel, when it comes to like new belts and stuff, 99% of what I do is just because I've got stuff rolling around in my brain and it's just an outlet for me to get it out. Like I've got all this stuff. I know that this belt has this aspect and they're from two different companies and that kind of stuff. And it's just, I just turn the camera on and I just go with it. When a new belt debuts, or whether I'm aware of it, or if it just crops up and I get like 57 different notifications on my phone when it happens and stuff. I know there's kind of an expectation of me to getting the word out and doing the review, so I try and do it as quickly as possible, kind of thing. My fastest one was probably when the big logo belt debuted back with The Rock in 2013, because I was watching Raw at the time, and I was like, okay, let's see if I can get this video done within an hour and upload it. And it's just one of those things where I want to get the word out, and then other people get hyped about it, and then that drives up replica interest and that kind of stuff, and then it just essentially gets more interest in the hobby that I've been part of for going on 20 years now. So
it's been a very, very long time. And again, I believe it was in middle school watching you, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna have these belts. And I'm sorry, I know I'm aging you here.
Old as fuck.
But I want you to know that it has been a lot of stuff that, a lot of people have learned has come from you. And we do appreciate that. Now, you a lot of the times reviewed shop belts. But right now, who is your current maker or shop to go to? Like, who does Hazardf5 go to say, I want this damn belt, make it, or just buy a certain belt?
If it's one readily available, I'll get it off WWE Shop. So, for example, I bought a couple of years ago, I bought the 2002 SmackDown tag. At the time, that wasn't available on WWE Shop. That only came back about 6 months ago, give or take.
Yes.
Back on the shop. And then you had the old 2mm replicas, which we know aren't worth a damn. So if it's on WWE Shop, I'll go with that. I'm not one of these people really that's fussed about the logo. So, for example, my favorite Big Eagle is the blue Big Eagle belt. And if they came out with the blue version that had the WWE logo, that would be fine with me personally. Mm-hmm. But if it was something that was not available through WWE Shop, I would either go to, my top two would be either Classic Shields or, at the moment, Altair belts, one of those two. Classic Shields for the quality, although you'll be waiting a while. Altair belts, both for the quality and the communication. I don't think really, I'm not really sure if their leather game is up to standards with Classic Shields, but their communication is outstanding. Like, I placed an order, and now, I don't know if they knew it was me, in inverted commas, but I put in an order, and then within 3 weeks, they sent me photos of the plates that had already been etched, which you wouldn't get from many other people. So those are probably the top two.
That's an admirable thing of you, because one of my partners here at Culture Shock Entertainment, Ethan Thompson, I love Ethan because he's very honest. And he says, if they say, hey, I seen you on a show, I'm gonna go for it. But you're like, no, don't push me in front of the line. Don't do any of that. Just get me the belt whenever it is that you tell me that you're gonna get me the belt, which is admirable. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way. Like, I'm not particularly active on like Facebook and stuff. I've only started being active in the last couple of years. So only in I reckon the last 12 to 18 months, people have started to learn my actual name. Most people just refer to me as Hazard. They don't know me as Shane. And I always sort of go through these I'll go through my Instagram that has nothing to do with belt collecting and that kind of stuff. Occasionally, they'll find out midway through. Like, I placed orders with Classic Shields, who we had a bit of a falling out several years back. I put out a certain video about foreign bootlegs and the quality of them, which Classic Shields weren't happy about, because back in the day, they were not good quality. Obviously, it's a different story now. They've upped their game immensely to the point where they're nearly at pretty much at American plate level. So they knew it was me, but everyone else, I stay under the radar. There was one occasion, I won't get into it here, where I placed an order as a random bloke, and it was a massive headache, months and months delays, and then they messaged my Hazard account saying, dude, do you want a belt? And I was like, I already ordered a belt with you several months ago, and you're taking me around. And they sort of implied, like, oh, if you told us it was you, we would have taken care of you. It's like, that's exactly why I don't order with my accounts. So, because I want to give the honest, like, there's no point in getting special treatment and then reviewing it, because then I'm not getting the experience that everyone else get. So it's just skewed perspective. So there's no point. So
it's a very honest review that you get from you, and I really do appreciate that. I learned the other day, not the other day, a few weeks back, that you were the Green Ranger. This icon guy, which we're not going to give him any time, but just it was amazing when I put two and two together. I said, wait a minute, you're the Green Ranger? Seriously? Like, this Green Ranger, that's you? Okay, all right, that's that. I get it now. So you mentioned the shop. One of the people have an issue with the shop leather, right? It's stiff. I 100% agree with that, right? But me, for example, when you see my belt sitting there, I don't touch them. I may take a picture with one of them for my Facebook profile to try and be one of the cool kids. I don't sit down and watch, wrestling with them and all that stuff. And I don't have an issue with people who do. I think that's great. That's the part of being a fan, right? But I don't have an issue with the shop leather because it looks good. No matter though if it feels when you hold it, it's horrible, right? When you lay it on there, when you put it on display, it looks perfect. It looks how it's supposed to look. My question to you regarding the shop and every other company that does belts, I want to know what are your thoughts on the evolution of the official replicas with Figures Inc., Premier, because Premier has one up their game. Mike Jones will tell anyone who would listen that their most recent World Heavyweight Championship that they put out is a fantastic belt, and I would have to agree. WWE shop, AEW shop, and 16 Directions, who makes the IWGP belts. What are your thoughts on that evolution?
Well, we've certainly come a long way from the old brass and tin alloy that we had 2 mm thick plates where you could bend them with your two fingers. But with time comes progression and evolution. The quality of everyone has pretty much gone up. Premier in particular, because what a lot of people don't realize is they put out an NWA title back in 2006-ish, which was really good. They were responsible for the original TNA 2007 World Replicas, which were fucking brilliant. They did have some issues, but as far as I'm aware, that was Premier's first replica. So there was logically going to be issues with it.
They knocked it out the park, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they really did with what they were working with.
And then you had, because they put out an independent world title. It was a Wildcat design, admittedly, but it was incredibly good. The quality was brilliant. I would have loved to have got my hands on one, but they're quite rare. WWE shop in the last couple of years have just been killing it since the Undisputed, since the US 2020. There's some of those belts you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that one and a real one unless you held it side by side. However, I'm one of those people that think that you've got three levels of replicas these days. You've got the WWE shop kind of replica, then you've got the IWGP replicas minus the Intercontinental one, because the IC replica is awful. Because
Jones is not going to be happy about that. Oh no, he's going to be more pissed off. Okay, keep going. But Jones is going to be pissed off about that. Keep going.
I will defend it. So basically, the IWGP version 4, they base that on images of the belt, and with the IC replica, they've based that on the images of the bootleg that they had done. So it's not based on the original Milliken one with the deep plates. That's why if you look at the IC replica, the depth of the etching is so thin because the bootleg one they started using a couple of years ago was so thin. They're based on that one. That's why you don't have the details that you have on the version 4. And then you've got the AEW, which in my opinion, I think AEW and version 3 of the UFC are the top level. I don't think we're, at least in the next couple of years, going to get better than those.
Yeah, it is an amazing belt. Vinny Vegas, when he got his, he had sex right away with it on. And I mean, the ridiculousness continues with him, but we embrace him for who he is. So
and then he cleans himself off with some track soap.
Yes, he does. It's a full circle type of thing, like Ethan likes to say, just completely full circle. So I have a question for you because you're an admin in the Bell Talk Facebook group, and I know the Facebook group is much different than the website, than the blog. What are your thoughts on the gatekeeping in this community, specifically, again, someone with trashing someone else's, sales posts? You as an admin, when you see that, what is the first thing that runs through your mind on that? Because when I see it, I go, what the fuck? Come on, man. Just let the motherfucker be. Why do you need to trash a sales post? People don't do it to you. If they do, I'll call them out on it as well. But what are your thoughts when you as an admin to the Facebook group see it? What do you think of that? And what are your thoughts on it completely as a whole?
I think they're being a dick. But we have rules in the Belt Talk group. So, for example, it's a no bootleg group. We have no makers DMing people, that kind of stuff, and we do have rules, but not questioning how much people want to ask for their belt isn't one of those rules. People can ask what they want, and if I see that kind of thing, like I saw that I think the one you're referring to was the AEW replica that was being sold.
AEW, yes.
And people were saying, why are you selling it? Blah, blah, blah. It should be cheaper than blah, blah, blah. I was like, guys, I live in the UK. I think I may be one of 2 people who actually have that AEW replica over here because they don't ship internationally. He could charge $1,000 for that. He will find someone across the pond who will buy it.
The man.
And like I know someone was selling Reggie Winged Eagle a couple of weeks ago. Now they're asking, I think, for like 10,000, 9,000, and someone commented saying, "Well, it's not worth that much." Blah blah blah, etc., etc. And now this Winged Eagle was about, I think it was about 4 or 5 years old, and people were saying all this, and I said, "Well, hang on a second. A, he can charge what he wants. You can say it's too much, but you're not buying it. And B, I sold my Milliken cast Crumrine Big Gold several years back for more than twice I paid for it. And I've sold several belts from a Reggie to Milliken stuff. One belt I sold for nearly 4 times what I paid for it. It's you finding the people who want to pay that price. And if you're willing to hold out and find those people, great. If you want to sell something for a loss, that's your opinion, but clearly that's not what this person's trying to do here. So
correct. When it comes to that piece of selling certain belts, I am a big believer in the truth and facts, and this has been a battle that I have been fighting for a very long time. Just be honest, just tell the truth, just be factual, because my concern is if you have someone who is brand new to the hobby, God, I hate that fucking word, the hobby, the community. My issue is that if someone brand new comes in and is going to spend their hard-earned money, you're giving them information that is not correct, right? I have a very big issue with that because you're fucking with people's money, okay? I want people to get the best bang for their buck and be able to get their belts and enjoy it, right? I find myself a lot of times shaking my head and going, that's something that's just not fucking true, right? So one example, Groovy G. You know who Groovy G is. He has a podcast. He's a Belt Talk member. He put up a Winged Eagle the other day. That, with all due respect, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it looked like an Usman special. Okay. It looked like a $250, $350 belt, which there's nothing wrong with that. I personally ordered a IWGP United States from Carmine Sabia back probably 2 years ago. And I enjoyed the belt, right? When I got it, and then I sold it because when I saw what it was supposed to look like, I said, you know what? I'd rather pay more for the higher quality. Groovy G is one who, and I'm not asking you to answer for him here. That's not what I'm asking you to do. Groovy G is one that when boots and bootleggers in Pakistan comes up, he gives you a article and a half on how shitty belts are. Now, he put up this Reggie Winged Eagle. I forget how much the price was, but he puts it up and people right away start going, whoa, this doesn't look good. Now, I would be 100% okay, and I know a lot of people in the community who kind of have the same thought process as I do. If we all know that Reggie's work was not great in his final years, right? If he were to put that on and say, look, this is his, I get you guys think it's a crap belt. It's a Reggie. It's going to be valuable no matter what. I'm a big advocate. A Reggie will always be a Reggie. I have an issue when he says something like, and he said this to a point. He said, I made the belt look like that. I made the belt look like shit intentionally. We know that's not true. It doesn't look that way. What's the point of the misinformation? I don't understand, because you sell that belt and you say that. Let's say some guy looks at it, brand new guy in the hobby, or someone who has money says, that's not the right pictures. It's a Reggie. Let me order it. He gets it. He goes, this is crap, right? Again, Reggie was 80-something years old. when he passed away, unfortunately. But what's the point of the misinformation? Why have that misinformation out there, Hazard? And again, I don't know why I'm asking you this, but I just need a fucking answer for someone who's been around for so long. What's the whole point of saying, no, I made it look like crap, it doesn't really look like this, instead of saying, look, the belt's crap, but it's a Reggie. A Reggie's going to be a Reggie.
I don't know. I wouldn't know the logic behind that. I didn't see those comments, so I can't really comment. It is a strange. If that's the case, that's a strange stand to take. Like you say, and I get along well with Groovy. Him and I see it on eye to eye on a lot of things. It's like me and Dan. I consider like Dan a friend. I know not everyone gets on with him. I disagree with him on some of the things with him, but at the end of the day, we can do it admirably and without hurling mud. But that kind of thing, like you say, Reggie in his last couple of years did put out quality replicas like he was doing 10 years ago, because age by default does that to you. But that kind of stance of it was intentionally done like this by whether it's by Groovy or Reggie or whoever it may be, it doesn't make sense. The belt will sell anyway because it is a Reggie. No more are being made. If God knows, like I've had some offers on my Jamar Undisputed that I've turned down. If Jamar kicked the bucket tomorrow, even though he's really not producing belts these days, the price on that is going up. It's just that's just the way it is. But I mean, like misinformation can be a cancer when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I'll give you another example. Within another group, I'm not going to name names or anything. Someone recently tried to sell a bootleg belt that had a Reggie stamp that I knew, that several other people knew for a fact wasn't actually a Reggie. And okay, so you trick someone to paying, say, realistically, it's a logo belt, at least 4,000 to 5,000 for that minimum, and then they find out it's not a genuine article, and really they've paid 3,000, 3,500, maybe 4,000 more than they should have, kind of thing. And it's like that's theft. That's straight up theft, or fraud, I guess. And it's just it doesn't have a place here. Half of my channel is all about information. It's why I do history of videos. It's why I work on Title Chase. It's to get that kind of stuff out there. Now, I've had people who've come to me asking about the re-leatherers and stuff, and I've always said, look, these are the people that do re-leathers. These are the people I've had re-leathers from, so I can speak firsthand what these people are like. I can give you my opinion on what I've seen from these, because with re-leatherers, for example, a strap can look fantastic, but can feel terrible. Yeah, exactly. And it's just one of those things where if you have to be honest and say, like, I wouldn't go and say, use this guy, he's fantastic. I've never had a strap from him, but it's fantastic, kind of thing. Well, that's not accurate information. So,
correct. So you stay out of the bullshit a lot, right? For some reason, I see it. I see all this stuff.
That's only when I'm not causing the bullshit, though.
When you're not but how do you stay out of the bullshit? Is it the time zone? Is the time zone the fact that you're, God save the queen, and you're all the way over there across the pond? Is that what it is? That's the reason why you stay out? Like, how do you stay out of the bullshit? Please, the people would like to know. Maybe.
I just generally, like, up until maybe 2 years ago, I don't post on Facebook very much. It was YouTube, it was Twitter, it was Instagram. Even Twitter can be a pain in the arse sometimes. Like, I'll get into it there with people arguing with me. Like, I had a great conversation. Well, I say conversation, back and forth tangent with someone there a couple of weeks ago about belts in particular. And obviously, this guy didn't know. Like, I do it for like a part-time gig with like AdSense and Patreon and stuff. And he was like, "No, it's like this, blah blah blah." And I was like, and he goes, "Who are you to tell me about belts anyway?" And I sent him sort of a link to my YouTube, and then he like deleted all his tweets. I was like,
"What a flex, huh?"
I don't know everything, but what I do know, I know quite well. So.
And that was the whole point of that is the definition, my friend, of satisfaction, when you're able to just send that YouTube link and say, I've been reviewing this and doing this so much long. And the fact that you've been doing it so long, you have seen so many things happen. And you've seen how Midwest was viewed as such, a prestigious, company, and then you saw the downfall. Do you, a guy that's been here for a very long time, do you have any insight of what the hell is going on in the Midwest? Do you know if they're at a standstill? If they're putting out orders? Do you have any insight on that?
I got nothing. I used to consider Dave like not a friend, but someone who we spoke quite amicably. We spoke every couple of months, kind of thing. That kind of felt by the wayside. Before I get onto that, though, I will mention one thing. Just before I came on, you mentioned Brandon Blazing Angel. I haven't heard that username in years.
Really?
That's proper old school, because like he's got started. Like I know he's still active on Facebook and stuff,
Yeah,
but like he doesn't do his YouTube and stuff anymore. And I was like, I remember back in the day, like I think his Reloaded video was the first Reloaded video I saw. I know his video was the first one I saw on the TNA 2007. So just that name drop took me back several years. But with Midwestern stuff, I think it's the same thing as a lot of people. They do something really well. They take on too many orders, and then they get lost in the success that they have. Their circumstances is a little bit different. To say, for example, a Jmar. Jmar just stopped answering messages and stopped delivering. With Midwest, and this is not a reason or an excuse, they had their own independent etcher guy do all their plates and stuff. And essentially, if I remember the story right, he essentially messed up an entire like batches and batches of plates to the point where they couldn't use them, and they also didn't have the funds or something to then reorder them. And on top of that, this guy who botched these plates then went out of business himself. So then they had no etcher, which essentially would mean they would have to go to other etchers like Dixie Plates, who other people would go to, and obviously their prices, I'm assuming, would be vastly different to their own guy that they had, and they never recovered. Now, if I remember, I got my Oval IC, I want to say 2018-ish, and since then, I believe I've only heard of one cast big gold crumb come out from Dave Milliken. I've not heard any other belts come out. Now, that's not to say that they haven't. However, amongst the belt community, and it's quite a tight-knit community, so if a belt got out there, people would hear about it. As far as I'm aware, that's the last one. A couple of Reggies have come out in the last couple of years because they had the whole Rico man taking orders and saying, and then suddenly him not giving it to Reggie and Reggie not knowing. But Reggie's put out a couple of belts, but like I see, the quality wasn't up standard, which that's not down to him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now we're gonna move on to the final question because we're gonna do the Winged Eagle, and I know different people have. Some people have them from Reggie. Some people have them from Dave. Do you prefer the Dave? Do you prefer the Reggie? If there's any difference, I don't know. I do this show. Everyone else on here is more knowledgeable than I am. I'm learning with the audience. So is there a difference between the Reggie and the Dave, or is it just the maker?
For the most part, like if 10 years ago, it would be Reggie for having the guy who actually made the Winged Eagle for TV versus Milliken, which would be the better quality of the two. Some people would go for the Reggie because he was the OG maker. Some would go for Milliken because they want the better quality. If I was going to choose between the two, based on quality, I would probably go with Dave because the plates are going to be the same artwork. The leather will be of similar quality. So I would probably have gone with Dave when they were still delivering.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Hazard, we're going to put you backstage and you're going to come back on our overtime segment. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you being on here. I am concerned about what I am going to do next. I know you all look at Mike Jones and see a very professional, sexy young man. But he is very angry. I know Ethan is still stuck in the 80s. You call Ethan on a random, Wednesday afternoon. He's watching Ultimate Warrior be Hulk Hogan. You call Vinny Vegas, probably watching some WrestleMania in the 80s as well. Joey V, he really doesn't. Joey watches UFC, boxing, wrestling, everything. Mike Jones watches wrestling. Not like you and me. Casual fans, not like Ethan, who literally Ethan puts on Monday Night Raw. Ethan tells you the show's horrible. Ethan doesn't fucking watch the show. Ethan turns on the TV, watches for like 4.5 minutes, and then turns it off. To Vinny Vegas, there is no other company that exists other than AEW. And let me tell you something. I do have to agree. I was watching the other day AEW, and I said, "Holy shit, this is good," because I was an NXT guy, right? And I'm watching, and I'm watching the ladder matches. I'm watching literally what's going on in what used to go on in NXT, like on a higher production level. And I'm like, man, this is really good. And Vinny Vega's like, yo, bro, where the fuck you been at? So everyone has their pick and choice of what wrestling they watch. Michael Bartholomew Jones watches everything. I am talking Monday Night Raw, Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, random wrestling promotions you never even fucking heard of. He watches it all day long. He is making sweet, everlasting chocolate love to his wife. And Ring of Honor, for some reason, is playing in the background. Okay. So let me introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to be. I am questioning myself whether I should do this because I know how angry he is about the state of wrestling. But, ladies and gentlemen, here to tell you what's happened in the last month of wrestling, Mr. Michael Jones. Baby, I am not even going to do anything else. I'm just going to let you be because I don't even. I know you heard what Hazard had to say. I'm going to get off, and I'm going to let you do your thing.
But you can hear
I
me
love
clearly,
you, King.
correct?
Remember,
You can hear me?
Wakanda forever. I can
You can hear me
definitely hear
clearly?
you, baby.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Do I look good?
You look great. You look
Wakanda
great.
forever,
So
baby.
I'll try to be professional. I'm going to try. Let's see. Since the last time we had this show, there's been two WWE live events. AEW made a debut that I think they botched. Some people love it, but they botched it. I'm gonna get right into that. That's Keith Lee. Why was he debuted on a regular ass episode of Dynamite? That should have been saved for the pay-per-view. They usually do like the jackpot battle royal where they just randomly throw somebody in here as a joker. He could have done that. He didn't have to show up on a random ass Dynamite. Waste. They debuted him well. I will give them credit for that. He had a squash match, so good. However, his opponent had a little bit too much offense. Then you got Jade Cargill. I love her. She's going to be a star, but they need to shorten her matches. This last about 2 weeks ago, her match was a little bit too long with a debuting star. That made it look really, really, really bad for her. And they were out of space. You could hear the referee saying, "Hey, this is a spot you're supposed to do." They need to work on that. That's a pet peeve for me. Um, Now I guess I'll go back to Impact. My favorite promotion has been very, very good recently. I'm not going to drill that into your heads. I've already been telling y'all watch Impact. If you don't watch it, that's on you. So if you miss out, I can't help you. Now I'm going to go back to the company I used to defend on this show called One More Round. WWE. Let's see. I guess I'll start with Royal Rumble since that happened the day after our last episode of Get the Strap. The Royal Rumble. It happened. There was maybe two matches I enjoyed. That would have been the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match. Both okay. And then you got Bobby Lashley beating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Um we'll address that again very shortly. Then you had some other matches that were so uneventful I can't even remember what happened. You had the Women's Rumble, which was booked very well. There was a lot of surprises. People you was like, oh, somebody new's back. Oh, it's a legend. Then we get to the Men's Rumble. How the fuck do you not have surprises in this show, in this Rumble? Everything's basically people we know already. I about to say, Dad, he pulled the plug on me early. Like, damn. People like, and then your biggest surprise is Shane McFucking Man, who you fired weeks later. So, Shane McMahon over all the people we had. Mickey James show up from Impact with the Impact Knockouts Championship in the Women's Rumble. We get Shane McMahon, the boss's son. Really? How's that a surprise? Okay, and then I'll jump ahead to this other clusterfuck of an event that just happened. What was it? Last week? I don't know. It was in. It's one of the Jetta shows. Elimination Chamber. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I refuse to watch any fucking show that's over there. It goes against my morals as a wrestling fan. That is the one thing Mike Jones refuses to watch as a wrestling fan. I do know the results that happen, and here's where I'm probably going to get kicked off the show. You have Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar for a championship, only for him to get taken out in a match where he's supposed to be defending the fucking belt without actually competing in the match. You have somebody power bomb him, somebody else into some plexiglass, and then your champion, who's supposed to be the Almighty, is taken out by that. Like, I get he's legit injured, okay, but how about you have him get fucked up in the back, like, and then somebody else has to take his spot in the event. You can't just randomly, oh no, I have a concussion. Oh no, I can't wrestle. No, but Brock Lesnar is your WWE champion again. Um, I like Brock. I'm not going to front. I like Ponytail Brock. However, for this to be your end game, Lashley should have just lost in the first place. It's like it was no point. And then you're still parading around this network logo belt that is getting on my nerves. Joey V, do me a favor. Come on for a second. Yeah, that's what a fucking belt's supposed to look like. If you win a championship, you put that up. Don't give me the network logo stuff. I don't give a fuck. I understand people are talking about, yeah, it's about branding. Fuck branding. Give me a championship that looks like a championship. I don't want toy belts anymore. Give me give me that. Give me what Impact's doing. Give me AEW's championship. It looks like a championship. It looks prestigious. A network logo looks great if you're giving it to a sports team. Ooh, I'm so happy about that. Give me a real championship. That thank you, Joey. That right there. And I hate the fucking Winged Eagle. Yes, I said it on the Winged Eagle episode, but I hate it. That's not my belt. It's not something I like. I have my reasons. Y'all know my reasons. Yes, I like Yokozuna. Bret Hart was the greatest holder of that belt. Yes. However, this is Black History Month, and that's my gripe. Not one person who looks like this held that belt. There were There was a prime opportunity to give it to Ron Simmons, Farouk. He should have beaten Undertaker. However, things didn't go that route. So what do I know? I'm just the angry black guy who watches wrestling. Thank you, Joe. You don't have to cover your face. But that's me in wrestling right now, and I'm not biting my tongue. I already told you. I gave Bret Hart a shot. I said Bret Hart is the greatest person to hold that championship. So I'm not knocking him. I'm knocking the people who didn't put it on people who look like this. That was creepy. He was rubbing the belt same time I was rubbing my skin, but that threw me off. But um, let me go before I get us banned. So Jay, if you're ready, you can come back. Otherwise, you may never have another episode to get the strap
Look,
because.
I have to say something, bro.
Mhm,
Joseph, I'm gonna take you off because I have to work. I have to talk to Mike, okay? Because Michael,
mhm.
look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Am I concerned about your well-being? I am. Okay. All, you can't take this seriously, Mike. You really can't. Okay. You can't, and I'm concerned. I was gonna send you some DoorDash the other day,
Mhm.
right? I was at the Popeyes line, right? I was at the Popeyes. No, no, seriously. No, I'm not. I'm not meaning it in that way. I was at the
I didn't take it
Popeyes
that way.
line,
It was just.
And you know what happened while I was at the Popeyes line? You're not gonna believe it. I checked my bank account and my taxes hit. So I left and went to get hibachi because I ain't broke. But you need to understand, Jones, that this is consuming you. It really is, because I know how angry you are. I know how angry you are, and I don't like it. So thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for your take on this month in wrestling.
Just, but I just want everybody to remember something. We are not the same, so don't try to compare yourself to me.
Wakanda
Mike
forever,
Jones out.
baby. Out, baby. So, what an angry young man. Mike Jones is, I don't know. I have to, I'm actually representing, because here's the thing. When you're hanging with Bebe, when you're hanging with me, this is why I guess a lot of people say I'm cocky. I'm not cocky. I just like to, be cool sometimes. I am repping the undisputed era. And Bebe, the only way you do that is with style. You don't do that acting like a clown, right? So I'm going to bring on first. I want to have a conversation with someone before we get this thing started. Mr. Ethan Thompson, I have an issue with you. Because here's the thing.
With me?
You sick son of a bitch. I know for a
why
fact.
with me?
And
Hey, I'm COVID survivor, bro.
I'm
COVID
want
survivor.
you to admit it to everyone fucking here. You have a direct line to fucking Classic Shields. Don't lie. Don't
Just a
lie.
Hey, to some people, I'm an asshole. To some people, I'm a likable guy, bro. That's all it is.
What is... So, do you have... And look, I'm going to
It's like the bat phone, bro. Look behind me.
You know who told me this? Joey told me this. Joey told me that you have a direct line to Classic Shields. What the fuck?
I got a little phone. It's just a red phone, and if I need something I need to fix, I give him a ring. But you know what? That's because look behind me. That's what we do. I got 2 more on order from him. 2 more Winged Eagles. They coming. My boys Muhammad take care of me.
Bro, I do
Love you guys.
have I want you to tell me, because we get a lot of flack, right? We do get a lot of flack as to why Classic Shields. And I know that we are who we are. I was having this, not really a conversation. Everyone here knows that me and Carmine have our differences, right? We do. It's not.
He has differences with a lot of people.
But one of the things that we talked about was, hey, is this the quality? Is the $350 belts that Carmine sells or not just him sells, but everybody else that that has it, that does all that jazz? Is it something that I can live with? I personally can't, right? I personally can't. But why do you, as Ethan Thompson, how many fucking Winged Eagles is it that you have?
I have 3, but I have 2 more on order, and then I still need to order another one.
How many does Mirabito have? Because I'm sure you guys are.
Hey, Mirabito has like 15, bro.
So, okay.
I just don't have the room to display them, and if I don't have the room to display them properly, I'm just not going to stack them up, and it's just not going to happen.
So I'm going to bring on someone else to have a discussion as well. He is, like Vinny Vegas says, one of the biggest bullies in the world. I realized something about him the other day. Do you know that he gets really, really happy? And I know we all do. But haven't you noticed that Joey gets extremely happy when his weekend is coming up?
Oh, yeah.
He gets in such a good mood. He's like,
yeah.
I'm going to
got my CBD.
Yeah. He's
I got my low brim hat, and I'm going to be the cool kid.
And then when his Monday's coming up, because he's in a fucking bad mood.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joseph Batanza. What's going on, Joey?
Doing wonderful. How are you guys tonight?
We are trying to survive, my friend.
I mean, like the hat said, well done is better than well said.
Well done. But now, Joey, tell me, you have had different belts. Completely. We're gonna get into the Winged Eagle here. We're gonna get down to the gritty of it all. But you tell me why. Now we're not gonna name the maker. We don't want to get the boys down. Why did you go American?
I wasn't originally gonna go American, but then their little birdie named Ethan Thompson showed me these pictures, and I sold a lot of my belts, and I was like, you know what? When I saw it, the quality in these plates were like crazy, wicked good, and I was like, damn, and it was a chance. Like, if I don't do it now, when?
When would it be the time?
Yeah, when would be the time? And I'll tell you this, I made the move, and man, it's been amazing. And when I received this belt, it was like an awe. Like, yeah, like,
I want you to be honest with me.
Yeah.
And you have to be honest because Mike Jones is on this live.
That's true.
He's angry.
We don't bullshit around Mike Jones. We really don't. I don't like doing that. I know a lot of people do, but you tell me, Pop, why is it that you choose what you choose? Like Mike Jones is not, and he's not even a Winged Eagle guy. He really isn't. That's the crazy thing. He's not. And you have had what list the makers that you have had, if you don't mind.
Ooh. Well, I mean, do you want to go now or who I've had?
Who you've had?
I've had a Mayan. I've had a Mateen. Orm. Got a CS on order. And the Waz, I think I've ordered the most from at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing, because I have an IWGP United States from Nawaz. I am very big on quality, on how the belts look, how I'm very big on that, because I like for a belt to sit there. I like it to look good. And then that's pretty much it. I just want the belt to look good. I really do. And it looks great. I got the IWGP US. I put it up and I grabbed the. I remember that I said to you guys, I said, "Wow, this looks really good." And you guys were like, "Well, yeah, it looks. Of course, it looks good."
Who turned you on to that?
I didn't know. You did. It was Ethan. Ethan did. And before we go further, there's one more person that has to come up. This man. I don't know where the fuck he got the idea. I don't know. I honestly think that he lays in bed and goes, you know what? That sounds good. Vinny was the first one who actually went, you know what? Fuck that. I want you to give me a belt that is amazing. I want you to give me a belt that is awesome. So I am going to go with Classic Shield. And he asked for the Vegas edition, which is the extra flocked. And Vinny, I want you to explain when I bring you on here why you went with extra flocked.
Well, because that was the butterfly effect.
Well, explain.
That belt right there was scheduled in the universe to be Vinny's until I undercut him.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put you on the spot with Vinny right now. I'm going to take myself off. And I'm going to let you and Vinny go at it. Because it seems... How many times have you done that to him? Was it once?
Yeah, but I gave him a good deal on a V3, which I'm still trying to find if anybody's selling.
Ladies and gentlemen, my baby daddy, the Jack Soaps of all soaps, Mr. Vinny Vegas, I want you guys to duke it out right now.
I'm going to give us all an applause here.
I don't have three shoulders, so I'm just going to leave mine.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm going to tell the story. All right. Now,
tell your rendition of the story.
No, I'll tell the real story.
I'll tell the reality.
I'll tell the real story. I'll tell the real story. But I won in the end, and we'll get to why.
Oh,
right?
I know why.
I won in the end.
I don't think you did.
Yes, he did. I know why. And
I cannot say it on this live why you didn't win in the end.
I'll go with it. Here.
But
so,
you can think you won.
Here's why. So I posted, I went to work one morning. I said, you know what? I want a Classic Shields Winged Eagle. I saw one post. I was like, I want one. So I went on the thread on Classic Shields page. This was a couple of years ago, right? When was this? 2
years ago? 2020.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, I want a Classic Shields Winged Eagle. Anyone got one for sale, let me know. I'm out. I go to work. I get done work. I see a guy responded, Mafuz, my man Mafuz. Always got shit in the tuck, man. Always got shit on deck.
Love it, Mafuz.
And I said, he goes, Vinny, I got one for sale. I was like, all right, I'll take it. He responds to me, hold on, sorry, somebody jumped in and offered me what I wanted for it. I got to make sure he pays me.
Mind you, at the time, me and Vinny aren't really I
didn't know really who Ethan was.
Yeah, we really didn't. We were just passerbys.
Yeah. And I said, okay, that's funny because this is my post, but why did I do it publicly? Fuck, right? So, I mean, what other way would I have done it? So I go, all right, well, he's probably not going to pay you. So just take my money because I got it right now. If you got to wait for his money, he ain't going to pay you. He said, no, he said he's going to the bank right now. I said, fuck. I was like, all right, we'll give him like 30 seconds. The bank's probably next door. He's probably scamming you. He's like,
why does he have to go to the bank?
So I'm not, now let me chime in. I'm not a big proponent of keeping my money in the bank. I keep cash on hand. Cash rules the world. So I keep cash on hand. So
especially now.
I keep enough to cover bills and stuff in the bank.
Especially
everything
now.
else, bro, is in the safe.
But so Ethan gets the belt. I said, by the way, who got that belt? He says, Ethan Thompson. I said, this motherfucker. So I go to Ethan. And then that's when we started talking. I was like, how much you want for the belt? He's like, bro, I just got it. No, it's not for sale. He's like, but if I ever sell it, I'll sell it to you. I said, fuck this motherfucker, right? So I went to Classic Shields and I ordered. And I said, I'm going to go all out. Give me whatever. What do you offer? And they give you that little menu. And then I saw this extra flock. They do this extra flock thing. I was like, give it to me. Give me everything. And then I customized it. Like I wanted certain WWF stamp and all that. And I love this belt. This is one of my grails, my pride. It looks fucked up right now because it's a green screen. But I love this thing. It'll always be a treasure for me.
Hold on.
The Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle is the one you undercut him behind you, right, Ethan?
Look how beautiful. You can see right through
dual plated?
it.
That is the dual plated.
The dual plated, right?
That's the AG one.
Yes, it is.
So
karma's a bitch, guys.
But it's really not, because if you look at this belt,
karma's a bitch.
No, this belt, artwork wise, quality wise, everybody's seen this belt and knows this belt.
Ethan.
Everybody. You can claim that your Vinny Vegas Winged Eagle
everyone
is
knows
anything.
Ethan, everyone knows the artwork is wrong.
Prove it. Well,
zoom in on your globe. Zoom in on your globe.
All right, and zoom in on your feathers, because there was no extra flocked Winged Eagle.
That's true. So
now listen. We're 1 out of 1.
I'll say this: we both won, right?
We're 1 out of 1.
We both won.
But I'm still sitting with your Winged Eagle that you had while you were at work.
Whatever, bro.
Who's your daddy? And then I back it up with a white Winged Eagle. And then I back it up with the lavender Winged Eagle.
I got the best big eagle in the game right now.
I don't know. I think Vinny.
I got the best big eagle in the game, bro.
I think Vinny got one on you recently.
Fuck.
I don't want to break it.
But I will thank you. I will thank you, Ethan. I will thank you because you did give me that V3 at a fucking.
Yeah.
That was a gift.
Yeah. What was that? A gift.
That was a gift. I will admit that was a gift.
Get out of here.
That was a gift, but
and I'm still looking for one if anybody's selling one, or let me know.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I want a V3. He's like,
hey, but
I did promise. I did promise to sell it to you.
Yeah, Vinny loved it.
Oh my goodness!
And I hooked up Vinny. It is what it is.
It will not.
That's what friends
do.
It
will not move from my shelf. That thing is beautiful, and I still consider it the best replica of all time.
Yep.
of all time. All right, Jay, we good? You Gucci? No? All right. But I'll tell you this, man. That Nawaz you guys are getting, the Nawazes?
Yo, Nawaz, truth, bro.
Nawaz is great. Nawaz is great. Now, I don't get that many. I don't get that many belts. I really don't. You guys know. I don't. I only want a certain amount, that's it.
I don't either. I have like
I don't get
16. That sounds like a lot. I mean,
And 10 of them are Winged Eagles.
no, but 8 of them are classic shields. There's some
seven,
Omis.
dude. I have 7. 7.
But I have Nawaz like SD, like my Nawaz NWA United States, my Nawaz NWA or my Nawaz European. Bro, phenomenal belts. SD belts.
I can't believe how
leather,
good it is.
Leather, you know.
But I could live with that. The plates are fantastic.
Those are getting re-leathered as soon as Austin or AJ has some time to re-leather something for me.
Those
or Romeo.
Nawaz is
Anderson.
nuts. Nawaz is up in his game heavy. And I remember Jay showed me that IWGP United States.
And that's the thing is like,
holy shit.
People need to really grasp and understand. And that's the whole thing is like, you can get say that I'm being an elitist or whatever I want. No, I just want people to understand what you're paying for and what you're getting.
Oh, this is nice. Nawaz is great, man.
Yo, I have an SD Altar belts, Bulldog
I want to try
tag.
Ali Anas. I'm thinking about it.
Phenomenal.
I love your tag. I love your Bulldog tag.
Yep.
That was Ali Anas, right?
Yep. His plates are better than my Omi tag plates.
Wow. That's Altar
belts.
Yo, shout out to Altar belts. And he's posting pictures. I saw he's doing the mirror finish with the plating.
Yes.
His plating is looking really good.
And that's the thing is these guys need to understand though is, when you have a maker that's telling you, hey, I'm doing 24K plating and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. You can look at your belts. I had a Simpson belt. I should have got rid of it. I honestly
Simpson's
regret.
legit, dude.
I regret getting rid of it.
Simpson's
Mafus,
legit.
Let me know, bro, because
Mafus is the best middleman in the game, bro.
Full circle, bro. But no, it's just the education of the show, and what we're trying to do is understand that when somebody says they're getting 24 karat plating on a belt, what that is, what that entails, and everything about it. If a maker is clear coating your belt, it's not actual 24 karat plating. It's just not. Right now, you can go look on the market. Gold is about $60 a gram. A gram of gold is about the size and thickness of a postage stamp.
Holy shit.
And it'll take 5 or 6 grams to plate your belt. So 60 times 5 or 6 or whatever at the current market is.
Mark, where'd you get that, by the way? Where'd you find it?
I'll say this.
An official one?
Unless it's CS, if a maker tries to make the UFC V3, it's going to look like shit. I'm sorry.
I've seen a joint that was like,
which one?
The UFC V3.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is you can baby these makers, some of these makers, like with CNC. I'm not talking SD. No, get out of the SD
CNC.
shit.
CNC.
You can baby some of these makers into making a good belt.
Yours is beautiful, Drew. That's a gorgeous belt that you got, man. Shout out to Drew. You see his
stuff's legit. Yeah.
Woo! That's awesome.
But it's not
like I said, there's different types of here's what I'll say. There's different types of collectors out there too.
Yes.
There are people that are happy with, like, they don't give a shit the plating and all, they just want it to look like what it looks like, and that's fine with me. I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you love. We just want the education out there that these are the differences.
Yeah, don't get lied to. That's all.
That's it. Don't get lied to.
Don't say CNC is the same as HD. It's not.
No,
that's awesome.
It's an entirely different process. Yep. It's an entirely different look.
His
There's
standard
belts
is killer.
there's belts that are phenomenal CNC quality belts that you can do, but then they don't hold up to HD.
Would you
Are
trade?
traditional.
Would you trade your V3 replica for Probs UFC?
I don't have one, so I would
I
trade.
know, but
Uh,
if you had one, would
I
you
have
do it?
one.
I
you
would
do it?
because I'm a homer.
Ooh, that
I'm
thing
a
is
CS homer.
gorgeous. That thing is
I'm-
gorgeous.
Trying to fight ordering one from CS.
Don't do it. Don't you dare. Behave yourself. You got to move to Florida.
Texas, bro. I'm looking Texas. I'm looking Texas.
That's what I'm saying, man. You and a
Oh,
cowboy hat
congrats,
would look
Brian.
perfect.
That's awesome, dude. Let me see. 100%. Yeah.
Yes,
Shout out to
Randy's
Top
another.
Rope.
Yep, another good guy. Makes a
Shout out to
fantastic
Top Rope,
rum rider.
man. I will say, Carmine got a beautiful big gold too.
Yo, red leather. Red
Yo.
makes the best big gold I've ever seen.
Yo, he got that shit
Hey.
for a steal, man.
You're welcome, Carmine.
That shit. How much did he pay for that?
It's like $775, bro.
Yep. On his leather too.
On red leather,
Oh my god.
American plates. You're fucking welcome, Carmine.
Oh
my
my
V2 coin should be
God.
for free right now, fucker.
$700. Wow. Wow.
After I had posted it in our chat, I was like, wait, why didn't I just fucking buy that?
That shit's incredible. I'm jealous of that one. I really am. Oh, there he is. What is going on here?
Ooh, what is this?
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right.
we going through some shit. Let's do it. Let me see. Hold on. Ethan Thompson, check out the CNC UFC V3. I PM'd you.
I will check it after the show.
Nice. I want to see that too.
Let me tell you something. You guys, it's all about brotherhood. You got to get over the shit, Vinny.
And you
Was
got to
it
go to
Vinny?
Nashville.
Yes, it was.
You got to go to Nashville.
Baby. Oh
Bang,
my
bang.
God! Yes.
Yo,
You
hey,
have
who's
to
gonna be
go
in WrestleMania this
Nashville.
year? No, let's skip Nashville. Who's gonna be at WrestleMania this year? I'm gonna be out there. Who else is gonna be out there? We need to link up and get drunk.
WrestleMania.
So who's actually going to WrestleMania?
Well, I'm not going to the event,
I
but
think
I'll be
Randall's
out
going,
there.
right? Randall?
Yeah,
going?
Randall's going. James Taylor.
Is he going?
I think James might
Jimmy's
be going.
going.
James
So
goes
here's
everywhere,
the thing.
bro.
He's
We
Mr.
are
Worldwide.
constantly, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to tell you, the biggest group of bullshitters is us. We are constantly saying we're going to go here, we're going to go there,
We're gonna
and we
move
don't do
here.
shit.
We're gonna move
We
there.
never,
Reggie.
we, okay.
No, I'm
first of all,
actually
you see,
looking to
why you
move
have
there.
to bring out our business in front of people. That's not okay.
Hey,
Listen.
I'll take it.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue. We always plan. We planned we were supposed to go. Where was it? WrestleMania. I think Randall was the only one who was mad about it. He was like, "Oh, we were supposed to go, and nobody picked out, where we were supposed to go. So fuck that. We're not going any like. I fucked up. I'm throwing a WrestleMania party. I'm sorry. I gotta live too. Okay, I can't just be thinking about the hobby all the time. I gotta live too. So I planned the WrestleMania party. So I'm thinking we go to SummerSlam. We're not really going for the event. No one really goes for the event these days. We're going to have a good time, have some friends, get
The
some things
environment.
going. That's all we're doing.
The ambiance.
Right?
Yeah.
So why not? My question is to you, Vincent. Why not? Why can't we go to SummerSlam? Explain.
To SummerSlam? I really don't have an explanation for that.
You don't.
Where the hell is SummerSlam? I don't even know where it is. this year.
Nashville.
Oh, that's Nashville.
SummerSlam is in Nashville.
Nashville.
We will be doing Nashville because why not? James Taylor wants to do what is it that James wants to do? Because Jimmy, here's the thing, Jimmy
Is a world
doesn't-
traveler, bro.
This motherfucker wants to go to every live event there is,
he
bro.
really is. He really loves just going everywhere, and I want to go with him. I really do. Because why not? Why not have a good time? Explain to me why not have a good time. Explain.
There's no
Someone, please.
explaining why not. So for me, like I told you guys, my whole thing is I'm trying to move to Texas in the next couple of months.
Shout out to that.
So if I can get to
Fuck
Texas,
out of California, bro.
I got to get out of California, bro. It's just ridiculously
Fuck
expensive.
California, man. That's crazy.
But it just depends on, for me, moving's expensive. It just depends. I can't commit one way or the other. But James is my hero of travelers.
We live through him.
Yes.
We live through him, yeah.
We really
Like,
do.
I'm like, yo, where are we going this week? And he's always
Where we
jet
all
setting
go.
to somewhere.
He's the Ric Flair of the crew, man.
Bro.
Congrats.
He really
Good
is.
for
He
him.
really
Good for
does
him.
some really like crazy stuff. He really does. Like every time I see him, he is either somewhere or some, I don't know where he's always, at, but
He's
Jimmy
with
is always
wrestlers.
doing some
There you
crazy
go.
shit.
And then just full screen it. You good, Pop?
Yeah. So listen, Winged Eagle.
Let's do it.
I can't watch something now.
That's true. It's hard to watch without commentating. That's the only thing.
That's the problem.
I hate
That's
that.
the issue. So here's the thing. You guys, not you guys. You guys didn't give me shit about it. About the Figures Inc. belt I own.
No.
A lot of people get shit over the Figures Inc. belts, right?
I don't get it.
People don't
I
like
don't
them
get
to
the.
spin.
Yeah, that's what I don't
Okay,
get.
here
It's
here
the
is
value
where
of
we're
it.
exactly. So
That's what it is.
I came to a realization that I didn't want to do this anymore. I want to be part of the hobby. Even though I'm coming back a little bit, I started selling my figs.
Mhm.
And the amount of money that Bebe got for, I am telling you, bro, I am shocked at the amount of money that I got for those belts.
It's crazy.
Rob Staniloff, who's going to be on here next month.
Nice.
For next episode. He is actually he actually has a group, Belt Addicts Anonymous, and they don't allow boots, just like Belt.
Right. Mhm.
He brings some positive stuff to the hobby, and he's a very big. When you see him buy belts, he can tell you it's a lot of money to buy one of these figs.
Yeah.
Because you can't get to, for the first time ever since I started this hobby, I saw a 4mm Figures Inc. That's not a Master Series. A 4mm Figures Inc. That's not a Master Series. The Ultra Deluxe for sale. It was $800 and something. People buy it like that. Zero issue.
Wow.
So we're gonna go through this stuff because first, I'm going to tell you I do enjoy Figures Inc. But I'm getting past that because I want to have belts that are important to me, that are, and I want the best quality, like Ethan, like Joe, like Vinny. We just want the best quality. I don't handle my belts. I don't feel the brick that is the Figures Inc. Bad leather and shop leather. Backstreet
true.
Boys and bro,
It's
don't hate.
Can I just answer this real quick, Jay?
What?
We're all Pounding the Meat was named after Rocky when he's punching the meat.
Yeah.
So we just evolved that into giving each other blowjobs. So that's where we're at now.
Isn't that how it naturally evolves?
Yeah.
Did you really have to
I never realized Joey was so giving.
Do y'all undercut blowjobs?
So
Poppy,
here's the
can
thing.
you-
We're trying a new thing, and
This is cool.
doing different things. And I want you guys to see what's coming up. You get excited and all that jazz with the slides coming up. Standard Figures Inc., the ones that everyone complains about, that are Ethan is going to tell you right away that there's no etching, there's no nothing. I'm going to start with the one person who got a WCW United States, which is one of the bare belts that you can get. Joseph Atanza. You tell me, explain Figures Inc. to me.
Wow, man. It was back in I think it was 2005 or 6. I was on a website called High Spots. and they had wrestling belts on there, and I'm like,
I forgot about
yeah.
them.
And I always been a fan of the WCW US, and they had like undisputed, like they had like every belt. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. Paid $220 for it. It arrived a couple weeks later. I was like in awe of the belt. I mean, even though, you know, it's 2mm plates.
He's over here flexing.
But I mean, the belt, like, it was just like you're staring at it. You're like, wow, you know, you got a belt. And to me, like, I made a mistake of giving it away once, but I got it back. But it's the first belt I ever owned. I like it. I keep it in my collection. I'm not going to sell it. You know, I don't want to, but I like it. I don't mind them. They hold their value very much.
They do, man.
Go ahead, Ethan, because I know you're gonna do your thing. Go ahead.
They're just so
side like that. Because here's the problem. Go ahead.
They're just so fucking uneventfully trash, bro. It's just, I'm sorry. Like, so, okay, two of my greatest belts of all time is Winged Eagle Intercontinental. The fixed belts, I mean, I swear to God, bro, it's like looking at a chick that needs breast implants.
You know damn well if there was no CS or any of these makers, you would own a Figs.
Well, yeah, obviously, because there's no other choice. But now I have choices, bro. I have three CS and one American Intercontinentals.
Well, the problem is that Figs, okay, are kind of like now getting Hasbro's mint on card.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about him now.
You see in a Hogan, like the Andre belt from Figs, will go for like 900, 8 to 900.
But that's their 4mm Ultra Deluxe, though. That's not this 2mm joint where the Winged Eagle doesn't have the bars attached. The etching is trash. The strap is trash.
You can say that you've never had a Figs Winged Eagle.
No, I've had a shop, the current shop Winged Eagle,
yeah.
but never had a Figs.
Vinny, you had a shop, no, a Figures Inc. because there's two different things. There's shop, there's Figures Inc. You have had both of them.
Yep.
You had the Winged Eagle. You sold it to me. I sold it off, but you got your extra flock that I mentioned before. Talk to me.
When I first, I remember
what is your thought on both of them?
I remember you talking to me about the value of Figs. Back in the day, we were talking about how, listen, if you can find them with bags, they're worth money. If you can get it, get it. And I saw a guy on one of the groups, he was selling both the Big Eagle and the Winged Eagle, the original Figs, 2mm, and he wanted $800 a piece for them. And they were mint. You got them. They were mint condition with the bags. I said I would give him $600 a piece. And he sold them to me. He's like, you know what? I got to think about it. He sold them to me. And honestly, bro, when I got them, I didn't look at them for what they were, like physically, like the plate, the plate thickness and all that. I looked at it as this is a collector's item. That's the only way I look at these things, collector's items. And because if we look at quality, it's just not there.
They're like
right?
Hasbro.
I don't buy to resell. I don't buy to think about reselling.
Right. So it's just it all depends on what you want it for.
So you don't. What you're saying, Ethan, is that you don't look at it as an investment like a lot of people do.
No. I buy I want museum quality, and
just for you.
For me, I don't give two shits about what the resale is.
Okay. So back when Figures Inc. had the Winged Eagle line, it was $279 for a standard. That got you 2mm of thin plates. The deluxe was upgraded leather, and it was not worth the money that they were charging you for. It's still basically kind of the same leather that you got. The Ultra Deluxe was worth it because you got 4mm. Okay. The one we're showing you here is your standard, Figures Inc. Winged Eagle. I mean, it just this is it. Ethan is going to tell you that there's no deep etching, which there isn't. He's going to tell you that you can't make out anything that in there. But again, I think that's one of the big things that people miss here in the hobby is that it's supposed to be a replica. It's not supposed to be the real thing that was on there. So I always tell people, caution yourself. And when you think about, is this real? Does this look like the one Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan held? It is a replica. That's why there's that stamp in the back that says Figures Incorporated, right?
2003.
2003, and you have people keeping these belts in pristine condition. The next one that we have from Figures Inc. is the Belts of All Belts, the Master Series.
Now this one, I think we'd all want.
If Shop produced this belt,
here's the thing with that. Here it is. It's very weird, isn't it? Like, it's one of the best belts around. Normal when it came out, it was $12.99. $12.99.
Wow.
And doing the research for this show, do you know that I could not find a Master Series that was on stock strap? They were all re-leathered.
Brad Krebs has one
on the stock.
On the stock strap that was dual plated.
Then me and him need to have a conversation.
It's a video I've watched 100 times on YouTube. One of the only dual plated.
Wow. So would you as a snob, because we all know that you are, would you take the Master Series?
100%.
Oh yeah, dude.
100%.
Vinny, why? Because you've had classic shields.
Yeah.
You have had Figures Inc. Why?
Not only is it made well, I mean, it's beautifully made, but my God, the value on this thing is incredible. It's incredible.
And the bars are attached. That's what's the big thing, right? The bars.
What's his name? Vincent LaPointe? Is that his name? When he posts pictures of his and the light hits it, holy shit, dude. I can't even tell that it's a Master Series or a Classic Shield or like a high end. It's a high end belt.
Bars are attached. Mm-hmm. The artwork is way better than the current shop Winged Eagle, where it's not clip arty.
Yeah, it's the official.
And you have the WWF logo.
Joey, going from the base WCW US that you got, how does the pictures? And I'm gonna show these pictures because this belt was re-leathered by Leather Rebels. They're the ones that did the NWA concept that's sitting over here with me. What is when you see this belt compared to, and I know it's not the same belt, but you know what I mean with the engraving, the thickness and stuff. What do you think of when you see it?
I made a wrong decision with my Figs belt. If when Hazard comes back on, I want him to correct me if I'm wrong, because in his early videos, I think he got the Master Series and it was made by Reggie Parks or Dave, or I think it was Parks. And Reggie did the plates and the leather. So I want Hazard to correct me if I'm wrong on that. So if Reggie did that in $1,300, I'm game all day.
Man.
Right. It's beautiful. I mean, and again, the one we're showing you here is re-leathered. So you're not gonna get this if you see a random guy on YouTube. I mean, on eBay, like Ethan is constantly hunting through there. If you see a random guy, you're not gonna get this quality of leather. But my God, I mean, it's beautiful.
Those plates are
it's
incredible.
done right.
How much do you think a pristine condition is right now?
I've seen $4,000.
I've seen $4 or $5,000.
Holy shit!
That's
because they didn't make that many of them.
You get the certificate too.
Yeah, they didn't make that many of them.
Certificate, my friend. Boom, right there. Look at that certificate. I would frame that shit. I would. Yeah. When it's a Master Series. Did you know, and I know this is common sense, that the Intercontinental, when it came out, was much more than the Winged Eagle because it's a bigger belt, and it's a lot of people that say that your main title should not be smaller than your mid-card.
Did they make a yellow IC one?
So yes.
No.
I'm sure that ugly title.
I've watched the video. There's a couple videos on YouTube. This guy has, I want to say it's Brad Krebs again, but I could be wrong. He has a
Mark Thomas.
Reggie. He has a Reggie Intercontinental. a Dave Intercontinental and a Master Series Intercontinental. The Master Series Intercontinental is on Mike Mikolau leather.
Mhm.
I've seen the pictures of that, and it is one of the most amazing things that I have ever seen. Amazing things. I would want a Master Series. Mark Thomas Figures Inc. made the Master Series. There has been a lot of back and forth between Dan McMahon and a lot of people about whether WWE can use the block logo, but I would take the Master Series just because it's an incredible looking belt. We then go and we move on to the WWE shop.
Too. Holy shit.
So Vinny,
Mhm.
you buy belts and then you sell them. Like Ethan, give me a time frame when he sells his belts.
He's pretty short time frame. He's like 6 months to a year. He's done and moved on.
Yeah.
So me and Vinny and Carmine ordered the United States.
Oh God.
I say probably like a week and a half later, Vinny has sold his. And he orders it and then he regrets it like immediately.
Yeah.
But the shop, I always tell people go with the shop because the shop is going to do an amazing thing. It's going to spoil you on those plates. I have to say it again. Here is an NXT V1. You can see my camera right there. That mirror finish, it's rare for a maker in Pakistan to make it that's not Classic Shields. That I dare to say, Ethan, that's not ORM. That reflection back is very important. So when you get a shop belt, you're going to go, wow, those plates look nice. The leather is shit. I'm going to have somebody re-leather it, but that's a clear, they look clean. If you go with Pakistan first, unofficial, which you shouldn't even be getting anything that's on the shop right now, through Pakistan because the quality is so good with the plates. When you get it and you go, oh, this is really good, your mind doesn't know that there's a much clearer option. There's a much better option out there. So with WWE Shop, they have the old gold on there right now. Vinny, would you buy the old gold if this was the only option you had? Yes, logo included. If there was no Classic Shields, if there was no Muhammad Nawaz, if there was no Alter, if there was none of these makers, Vince McMahon said, I'm not making the block logo, WWF, get over it. Would you purchase this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is it
If there was no other option at all, I would absolutely buy this.
Ethan, would you?
If there's no other option, I mean, obviously you're pigeonholed.
$379.99, and you can get it for $249. That's the lowest I've seen it. Do not pay full price for a belt on the shop. They are always running sales. Okay, the biggest sale. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan, because you're always on there. Is it WrestleMania or is it Black Friday?
Both are pretty close to the same. You'd be hard pressed to find a giant difference, but WrestleMania this year, you'll probably find a lot of sales.
God, this is so, because the and then the reason why I'm sighing is because how crisp these plates are. I know you guys don't probably look at it and go, this isn't crisp at all, Jay, from what I can get from, Habibi Hussein. This is very crisp plates, right?
No, this is better than Bibi Hussein.
You get the mirror finish. The mirror finish is very important. Okay. I got this picture off of eBay because the shop doesn't have a clear image of this. But again, going to Joey, you have an American belt.
Yeah.
Going to the shop with the leather, looking at it, again, you're not touching the belt. How does it look?
I've actually had this belt, to be honest, before I got in the hobby. And when I got in the hobby, I sold this one. the leather's not bad. It's just stiff, but I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like having an American leather is different than any other leather. Like when you hold an American leather belt, it's hard to look at any other, like belts that are leathered the same. That
You get
makes
spoiled.
sense. Yeah,
You get spoiled.
you really do. Like when you like hold it, you're like looking at your other belts and you're like, man, I'm gonna have them all put on American leather.
Mm-hmm. Felix, no, no, it's not a slur. There is a guy named Muhammad Habibi who is a belt maker and has hit me up twice to become a middleman for him.
But I want to know, like,
And
there's
I
some
like
people
that.
that say like the shot plates are flat as a pancake. No, they're not. They're 4 millimeters. I think maybe the WWE Big Gold is like 2 millimeters, so that's flat. But they're 4 millimeters, same as maker from overseas. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Correct.
and again, it's the quality of the plates. I know I will be the first to tell you that their leather is horrendous, okay? But you're gonna get spoiled. I know that it seems like it's just Jay is just repeating himself, but again, the plates are gonna spoil you because then when you get that from Pakistan, if Maker A, who you paid $350, doesn't have that mirror finish, you're gonna notice it. Because you're saying, I do have the Legends logo, but fuck, I have the block logo here, but it's not the same. And that's what happened with me. I got my IWGP US, great belt, heavy, but I wanted something that I could see my reflection. And you can't get really much reflection from such a detailed belt like the IWGP US, but it's still crisp. Joseph,
But
go ahead.
to me, I think the Undisputed V2 on the shop is the best replica on that shop. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's amazing. Who here has that belt? I do.
We all had it. Vinny had it, then I had it, then Ethan had it.
I think we all held my belt. Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny passed that thing
wait,
around.
Wait, stop. You see this shit I'm talking about? What? Explain.
Vinny sold it to Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Joey sold it to me. I sold it to a scammer. Circle of life, bro.
Oh my god.
That is a beautiful belt,
The
though.
next one on the shop, it is the dual plated. Now, Mike Jones, of all people, has a Winged Eagle. It is the dual plated Winged Eagle. I have this belt. I can tell you I'm happy with it. I am not going to get a dual plated from Classic Shields. I want an all gold with the block logo, with the WWF block logo. This is a really good belt.
It's a lot better.
Oh my God, really, Hazard? We got to talk about that. Who? It is the dual plated Winged Eagle is a lot better. They covered the back.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job. They attached the bars. It's a very good belt. Vinny Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Would you get it?
No.
Puppy, don't be like that. Not it's Friday. It's Friday.
Now, if we're going back to if there was nobody else, then yes. But knowing there's other people, there's a couple of things about this belt that I just personally don't like.
Talk to me. What is it that you don't like?
I think they dumbed down the art with this one. They made it a little clip arty for me. It's hard to explain it. Look, it's like everything's kind of rounded and bubbly looking. It's not as sharp and crisp as even, some of the other boot market you can get. It's just very dumbed down. But me, I'm very detail oriented. I'm very particular with what I want.
You are.
So for me, personally, I just wouldn't buy this belt. I would want to get something made.
And is that because, let me go to Ethan, the dual plated Winged Eagle, Matt Panetta, who has 2 penises, by the way, seems to be chilly on a Friday evening. Because Ethan,
He knows.
why is it that you won't buy it?
Again,
Is it because of the you don't have the logo? Because that's a big gripe in the hobby.
One, the logo, yes.
Yeah.
2, like I said, the artwork is just not there.
Mm-mm.
It's very clip art. It just doesn't jive. Look at the
It's
butt
like
feathers.
dumbed down, right, Ethan?
Yeah.
It's dumbed down.
It's
not
The
detailed.
butt feathers and
you gotta look at the butt
all
feathers,
that
bro.
jazz. But here's the thing: you do have to admit that these plates are clean, right? If there
Absolutely.
was now, if Joseph, if you had, why am I calling you Joseph? Joey, if you have these plates with the block logo, correct block logo on it, the WWF, would you go American? Would you go Classic Shields? Would you go higher tier? Oh, see, I threw you a curveball, right? Bars attached. Bars aren't screwed into the leather.
Well, you said American or Classic Shield, right?
But it's
American
still not
Classic.
accurate with
But
bars
here's the
attached.
thing: you're having, because that's gonna fuck up the market completely. If Vince McMahon decides right now to say, you know what, fuck it, we'll use the block logo, the WWF block logo, that fucks up the entire market.
No,
Completely.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What
If you add the
Explain.
Master Series to the shop with the block logo, that messes up the market.
what's different here on the plates? Tell me what's different here on the plates.
The plates on the Master Series, I don't think it has a registered trademark right next to the WWF logo. The Master Series looked like the plates were a little cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah, that Master
Not-
Series is detailed as
Not
fuck.
as not clippy art like
now
this
Vinny's
one.
gonna get
Yeah.
a Master Series.
I wish.
Boys.
I wish.
I'm staring at the Master Series pictures right now.
Oh,
It's just entirely different. The vibe is different.
now Jay, wasn't
I
this
think
supposed to have a
that-
curve? Didn't they
was
promote
supposed
this
to
had a
have a
curve?
The
Go back to the other
misspelled one
picture.
had a curve.
I have one. It's laying on my I have this chest, this trunk, treasure chest, and I put it on top of there. And when I want to make love to the old lady, I put it on. That's what I wear to. I know Vinny wears the AEW. Ethan wears like the Triple Crown, and Joey just goes butt naked. But I wear the Winged Eagle when I'm clapping cheeks. But here's the thing: it does not have a good curve. It really doesn't.
Go back to that
It-
picture, Jay. The one that shows.
I don't want to, bro. Look,
You can't even see
it doesn't.
it.
It doesn't
Look.
have a curve. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And
But the
I-
misspelled one had a better curve than
It
the
did.
reproduced one.
But is the
it
curve
doesn't
that
have a
big?
good curve.
I mean, even if you have like a slight curve,
I held the Classic Shields extra flocked Winged Eagle. To say that I orgasm is an understatement. It has a beautiful. No, but seriously, Vincent, tell me if I'm wrong. Like it literally has, like it's beautiful. It really is.
It's
oh,
one.
Vinny doesn't
I
have
was-
to paint his ceiling white for a long time. You just know
Perfect
that.
curve.
I'm telling you, it is amazing. I think it is. I think the Classic Shields it's amazing. Again, it's a much different belt. Look at everybody flexing.
You got to show the curves, man.
Mike
show your
Jones is
curves.
probably in the back with a freaking Winged Eagle too.
Who's got the better
Um,
curve? Show your tips.
I have American leather. So it's gonna be hard.
Show your tips.
Bro,
Show your tips.
show your tips. Show the tips.
How's that curve?
Yeah, it doesn't compare. And the problem is, Ethan, we were talking about this, I think like a month or two ago. There's no safe way to actually get it done. Right?
No.
There's no way. You're risking it snapping. You're risking it getting screwed up. And you don't really want to, fuck up a belt that you just dropped $300 on. Platinum, the artwork is softer. I do have
That's
to agree with that.
That's perfect. That's the perfect way
That
to
is a
say it.
perfect, yeah. It really is.
Shout out to the dudes that are ratchet strapping against the tree though.
But
I honestly, here's my belief on this. Joey,
The
correct me if I'm
telephone
wrong.
pole.
If we grabbed and paid for like 2 bottles of vodka, we tell Crystal to put up a random Ultimate Warrior match. Ethan can get it done on a Saturday afternoon.
100%. I can do it right now, bro.
here, I got a good question for you.
Talk
Would
to
you
me.
rather have the shop plates and no curve, or a low tier maker from overseas with a curve but bad plates?
What belt we talking about?
Shit. What belt?
Any belt.
Don't you fucking say the
No,
spinner because I don't have time.
No,
it
no,
depends.
not the spinner.
Okay.
Because like low tier intercontinental shot or maker plates are just trash. So is it
They
Winged
are.
Eagle?
Yeah, we'll go dual plated because we're talking about the Winged Eagle
Yeah, go with the dual plated.
or gold.
The plates. I'm not a leather guy. If the leather looks good, I'm good. I need those plates to be clean.
That's what I'm saying. Like people would rather choose these low tier bad makers over the shop, and like I mean,
you could always fix the
understand,
leather,
like,
right, Joey?
curve.
You could always fix the leather.
Yeah,
But it's hard to fix the plates.
I'm going shop all day. Now that I've what I've seen.
Vinny, go ahead. Would you go shop?
But our taste is different than other people's, so
that is
Can
true.
we can we stop the telephone pole curves, please? Can we stop doing that? Can we stop doing that?
It's tree. They put the tree. They don't do on telephone poles.
I've seen some telephone pole ones, man. I can't even see the belt. I see the
I
middle
saw
of
it
the
over
belt.
somebody's knee. Like,
Damn.
Here is a big advice.
Who's this?
From your good friends here at Culture Shock Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Please stop.
If you are going to buy a belt from eBay, just buy official replicas. That's it. There's a lot of eBay sellers on there. This eBay seller is AN Sports Pro because they make up random fucking names for some reason.
It's perfect.
Like picking a good frame for a lousy paint. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
That's true. That's so true.
Yes. So you can get this belt for $135. Our rating is low. It's 2 millimeters. Very, very difficult to explain kind of leather. Ethan, you know your shit. How do you explain the leather? And let me show kind of what kind of leather we're dealing with here. And the plates too, because I think I'm gonna get Vinny one of these for his birthday.
This is just buffalo leather, razor X-Acto knife cut, quickly tooled. There's no beveling, there's no anything. It is as bad and as simple and as plain as you're gonna get. Some dude did this in an hour in a cave somewhere.
If this is what you want to buy, and I know that we get shit over that. I don't know why. I don't know where the misconception gets where we're like trashing other people's belts. It's not what we do. I am okay with you buying whatever the fuck it is you want because I ain't paying your cell phone bill. My only concern is when someone says something like this, it's the same as classic shields. It's not. Vinny, you have held, again, figs, which Ethan thinks is the most horrible thing on fucking God's green earth. And you've held classic shields, which I literally just, I would have slept with the belt if I could. What do you think of this?
I'm going to be honest with you here. I mean, we know the leather's trash. This is beef jerky leather, right? But the plates aren't bad for $135. Like, if I were to get a toy for my kid to play, I'd grab him something like this.
That's a 2 millimeter brass.
Yeah.
It's not real gold plated. It's synthetic gold plated.
For him to do some backyard wrestling, here's a belt.
Hey.
Go be champion. You know what I'm saying? But I would never display this.
So
as
when
like a
we
collector's
had,
item.
One more round is still on hold because Vinny refuses. I think Vinny would go back to one more round these days because AEW is so much better than everything else that's out there. But we and Jones, I was going to do a segment where we bought one of these belts, an AEW replica. That was going to be like $120. Yeah. And I was going to go to the bridge and I was going to stone cold that shit. I was going to do a segment and throw it off the freaking thing. I think I mean, again, I have to say.
Me too.
Everyone
100%.
on the screen. Everyone on the screen, Vinny Vegas, myself, Ethan Thompson, Joey B, we don't care about Mike Jones backstage. I'm sure Hazardf5 doesn't give a shit about what people buy with their money. The issue is when you start putting misinformation out there that this kind of stuff is the same as your Reggies, your classic shields, even your shop. I mean, you can't tell me that this is better than shop. You know, you can buy whatever it is that you want. Just don't put that misinformation out there, because someone's going to suffer when they come into the hobby. They really are. Nawaz. Joey.
Yes.
How often do you hit up Nawaz and ask him what he has in stock?
So my first message to Nawaz, that was it. Like, I was like, hey, I was like, yo, I'm looking for this particular belt. And he actually had it in stock. And I bought it. And
you tested his definition of in stock.
Yeah. Yeah. When he says, what do you have in stock? He will send you like 10 belts that he has in stock.
Yeah.
And I've done it. Hold on. Twice with him. I bought 3 belts from him, but twice I messaged him like, yo, what do you got in stock? And he had a belt I want. I got Jones on this kick too. Never messaged Nawaz what he has in stock. Because
and then Ethan's a child. Ethan is a child. As soon as someone buys a belt, Ethan's like, yo, I'm in the market. He's right, like he's like, yo, I gotta do it. He's like, Ethan is the epitome of I gotta live too.
I don't want to be left out, bro.
No, Ethan will try to one up you. Ethan will try to one up you, like, oh no, I need this.
See, but that's not intentional.
You know who else is like that though? You know who else is like that? Carmine's like that too. We all know that shit, bro. You flex something, that motherfucker. He'll buy 3 of them.
When the 2020 US came out, I was like, it came out. It was on the shop, and they're like, "Oh, I was sitting in chat, and Vinny's like, "Oh, we're gonna order it." And Carmine's like, "You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna order it. Fuck it, I'm not gonna order it." And Vinny's like, "Jay, are you gonna order?" I'm like, "Bro, I already put my order in. Baby.
You put the order in.
Yeah, next day I had it the next day.
Look at the AEW, bro.
And then I order it. Then Vinny orders it, and then Carmine's like, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna order it too. And then by the end of the month, they both have sold off the belts. Yep. So that tells you what we're dealing with.
Look at him with CS belts now.
Yeah, Muhammad Nawaz can get you a really good belt.
100%.
I was very, very surprised. I got an IWGP United States $400. Yes, Ethan has been ranting and raving about how great they are.
You're welcome.
No, wow.
And I saw it and I said, this looks good. Let me try it. 400. My God. Really, really, really good plates. The leather needs work, but for me, I would be fine with just displaying it and it's done. Very, very good. The $340, you get an old gold. Shout out to Barry for giving us these pictures. Barry takes magnificent pictures of his belts. This is an older model. This isn't a current Nawaz. This is probably like a year and a half old. But what you're seeing here, it's only been upgraded. Things have gotten a lot better with Nawaz. And what you're seeing here, I mean, look at the detail of this belt. Ethan, you again are a snob.
Yes.
What do you think?
No, I have.
Yes, that's it.
I have his Lavender HD version. Yep. I think Nawaz, when it comes to SD belt makers, I'm not talking leather. I'm just talking if you're gonna go nuts to bolts, plates to plates. Nawaz is the best SD belt maker plates wise in the game right now, hands down.
I'm gonna do something that I don't want to do, but I have to. ORM charges $750 for a standard definition belt. Troy, would you pay $750 because we have to look $340 for the gold, $370 for the dual plated. That is with leather. I don't know how much he tax off if you just want the plates. But is it worth $750 now these days?
No. How much? No. Nawaz is like $300 for plates.
Wow.
So I message Orm because I got a belt by Orm. I don't, I like Orm. Message him, talk to him. I was looking at a belt and I'm like, yo, Orm, how much is this belt? And he told me $750. And then he goes, do you want to put an order in, bro? I'm like, no, just looking. Thank you. Like, see ya. Like, I'm like, Nawaz charges $10 for a belt tip. So if you want a Winged Eagle, it's going to be $350 with the belt tip. Nawaz should be higher. I don't know if Nawaz knows how good he is.
Look at the tip. The
everybody,
tip shows.
Everybody can argue with me. I will argue with you in the hobby for like the next 10, 15 years. I don't care. Nawaz, if you have $350 to spend and you go to another maker besides Nawaz,
you're crazy.
I'm sorry. Nawaz is the best SD guy. And with the price for $350 and the quality you get, I will put Nawaz's plates versus Orm's SD plates every day of the week.
But with Orm spending $750 on SD plates, this is a Nawaz HD. This is a Nawaz HD for $850.
How much did you pay for that?
$850. Look at that! Look at that shine. I didn't even clean it. I just pulled it out of the case, and that's it. I mean, it is just phenomenal.
He does great work, dude. Great work.
I to this point, I cannot justify $750 for an ORM belt with the other options that are out there.
This with Nawaz, no.
And altar belts, like Shane was saying.
Yeah. Vinny Vegas, we have arrived at your specialty.
Oh, it's my baby.
Classic
right
Shields. So Classic Shields gets a lot of shit, and we like to be fair. We don't like to praise people just to praise them. It's gonna take a long time for you to get your belt.
Yeah. 1
to 2 years. That's the amount of time it's gonna take for you to get your belt.
Yep.
So I see people all the time saying, yo, can y'all hit me up about my belt? Hey, listen, man. Me, I have 3 belts on order, and I'm like, listen, you motherfuckers take your time. I don't have any rush to it. But Vinny, you got your Winged Eagle. When you pulled that out, compare, and again, I have to go back what I know that you owned a Winged Eagle from Figures Inc.
Yeah, I went from Figures Inc. to that. Yeah.
What did you think right away?
You can actually go back in our channel on YouTube and see me and Ethan unbox our Winged Eagles together from Classic Shields.
Ethan can't just let Vinny open up that Winged Eagle. He had to open up.
See the initial reaction, bro. What's crazy is we both got it. Ethan, did you get yours first?
I think we got it at the same time. Honestly,
it was like the same day.
Yeah,
I think we got it the same day, and we said, "Yo, we got to go live," because I wanted my initial reaction saved. Man, oh man. You know what it is, bro? You don't know until you've seen it in person. You got to really see the detail, to feel it in your hands, the weight, the leather, and just seeing the detail in the plates. It's incredible. Absolutely
the first
stunning.
Classic Shields I held was Vinny.
Stunning.
How, bro? I had no words.
Oh yeah.
And I see it in tough, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm not even touching it yet. He's like, yeah, just grab it. I'm like,
it's incredible, Vinny.
Fucking gloves? Do you have gloves for this shit? He's like, nah, just grab. Literally, at one point, Ethan would cringe. He grabbed it. There was like a box, and he just threw it. I'm like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? He literally just chucked it. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It is so. And again, we're not fanboys. We're not. The wait time sucks.
They're just facts, bro.
Years, but the quality speaks for itself.
100%.
Ethan, you have 2 of them. Am I correct?
And I got 2 on order.
Incredible.
And the thing is, so when I got in this hobby, you're showing pictures of this belt. That's my belt. When I got in this hobby, I didn't know what the quality was. I mean, I had a Sammy Malik Winged Eagle. I've had Shop Winged Eagles. I've had a lot of different Winged Eagles, but I got in this hobby because, you know, it brought me back to my childhood and things that I miss as an adult. And when we unboxed this belt, it was literally a punch in the chest.
You could see it. You could
I
see
seen
it
it
in
in
the video.
Vinny's face.
Yeah.
I felt it. It's a punch in the chest. So like I can sit there as an adult and hold this white winged eagle and my yellow intercontinental that are my two babies that I'll be buried with that I'll never sell. And it's just punch in the chest that you don't understand unless you experience it.
Mm-hmm.
My question, Joseph, you who have had, you know, you got the very best. You have gone from, again, Figures Inc. all the way up. Joey has experienced it all. Why do people have this hate towards classic shields? Because we're not lying. We're not saying, you know, hey, their time frames are great, their communication. No, it's fucking horrible. But the result that you get is amazing. Is it worth the price tag? It's $13.45. Is it worth the price tag from what you have seen, Joey?
I have one on order right now. I ordered a year ago, so I'm waiting like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some people in this hobby that say, oh, I can't afford classic shields. They're too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with this like $250 or $300 belt. I'll be fine with this. The problem is you could pay that classic shields belt off as you're waiting. I don't think that grasps with people, but there's also these people that don't want to wait long. They hear, you know, they're like, no, I got this maker. He told me 30 days, so I'll go with him.
Yeah.
I think once you, I mean, like Ethan, Vinny, I mean, I'm sure I'll be the same when I get my Winged Eagle from Classic Shields. And I know other people that when they got their Winged Eagle belt from Classic Shields, the quality is different. So these people hating on Classic Shields, they haven't held the quality yet and don't know what the quality is.
So that's one of the big issues I have with people in the hobby, that they want to speak on something that, you know, you guys can attest. When you guys talk about football, I'm quiet. I don't know shit about football. I don't know anything about football. You don't hear me because I don't know about it, right? I can't be part of a conversation that I don't know about.
When I start talking about anal sex, that's when you really start.
Exactly.
I chime in when you start talking.
We all start talking and pounding the meat, stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's all about quality. It's all about what you want. But understand that if you say my belt that I paid $250 is the same as the Classic Shields HD, which again, we have to big a disclaimer, HD is not a real thing. That's something for them to tell you you're getting American type plates.
Standard.
Correct. Moving on to the final, I mean Reggie Parks, the original, the one who you know, a lot of people admire. He made the belt. Here's the thing: the original price varied. You went from $1,200 to $4,000, and a lot of that has to do with Rico. See, Rico would give people different prices. Reggie had a standard price. I honestly believe Reggie got taken advantage of. Unfortunately, I think a lot of orders, and this has been something that's been a big discussion, that Reggie did not know some certain orders were put in place. But the price varied because Rico would give one person one price, give another person another price, would give a if someone asked for a certain belt, he would say, yes, we can make it. We can have it done in 3 months, and never told Reggie about it. And people are still waiting to this day about, you know, for their belt. So grabbing boobs for the first time. Jesus, what are we doing?
He ain't lying, bro.
So right now, 5,000 to 10,000. That's how much a Reggie is going to cost you. Between there. Joseph Atanza, who is extremely smart with his money, would you pay $10K? With all due respect to Reggie, would you pay $10K for a Reggie Parks?
No.
Or even within that vicinity, 5,000 to $10,000.
I mean, if I was a millionaire, yes. But I mean, no. Unless it's ring use, then yes, then I'll think about it. But if it's not ring use, then no. I'm not paying between 5 and 10.
Ethan?
So I'm gonna piss off a lot of people with this.
Oh boy.
Surprise, surprise. Huh?
It just is what it is. But at this point in my juncture, I just don't care. So the whole thing is, if you're buying a Reggie right now, you're buying it for resellability, and that's it. You're not buying it because you love belts and you want to collect belts. Because if you love belts and you just want to collect belts for your personal collection, you can buy classic shields, and their classic shield is going to be way better quality than any Reggie you're going to touch in the last 20 years. I'm sorry. That's just
correct.
That's just the nature of the beast. You're buying it for resellability, and say, I'm buying it could be because there's a stamp with a particular dude's name on it, and that's fine. Nobody's going to hold that against you.
Now, for information purposes, if you do find Reggies out there without the stamp and without the serial number, that did happen. This one, Dan had back, I think in 2015. I don't know if he still has it, but this one did not have the serial number on it. But those are out there. But I do your research. Do not give someone $8,000 for a damn, you make sure you do your research. A lot of these guys know the belts that are out there. Hazardf5, Dan, Rusty, Super Dave, Kevin Davenport. There's a lot of people that know what these belts are, where they're at. Did they know this stuff? Make sure to do your research. Just don't give out money like that. We do have to address something. Ethan, you wanted a Reggie.
I did.
Talk to me, because the next slide that I'm going to show is his later work.
Yes.
Okay. Here is one of those. There's Reggie's later work. This is probably in the few years. Quality. Talk to me.
Quality's, I'm just going to be honest, and I'm going to piss people off. Quality's fucking trash. And I get that he's 80 or however old he was when he died, and rest his soul. But the thing is, you're paying for a leather stamp. You're not paying for anything else. You're not paying for quality. If that shit was made from 2010 and beyond, you're paying for a stamp. And that's just it. I'm sorry. Dave Milliken can sit here, and all the Dave Milliken fanboys can sit here and be like, I get my Dave Milliken. No, you're paying for a stamp. That's literally all it is. His belts, classic shield, Nawaz, blow them out of the water. I'm sorry.
So Mike Patullo, I don't know if you saw, but I was talking with Hazardf5, and here's Hazard saying, this is one of the guys that says, look, I will be more than happy to identify the belts. Hit me up, let me know, and I will definitely help you out. Don't just lose money like that. But Mike, there was a belt out there, and we don't have the pictures here, but there was a belt out there that Groovy G put out that did not look good at all. It did not. And I would be more than happy. I would have been fine with it if the person said, if Groovy G would have said, hey, listen, look, man, this is one of his later work. Belt isn't good, but he tried to sell it off like, oh no, I made it look like that, for artwork purposes. And it's like, no, like that's not, stop saying shit like that, because again, the misinformation that comes from that, I can see, again, a Reggie is always going to be a Reggie, right? We're always there's going to be
there's history,
a value to that. Yes, a history. This is the original maker. Go ahead, Joey.
Well, people are buying the name on the stamp on the leather. And that is true, because you also got some, sorry to say this, but I'm not sorry. You got some leather guys overseas that will put Reggie's stamp on a leather and sell it as try to sell it as a Reggie.
Reggie's etcher got caught selling Reggie plates under his name. There's so many different things that we can sit here and battle for hours and hours on but it just doesn't. The facts remain the same. If you're buying a quality belt and you want a quality belt, get a Classic Shields belt.
Yeah,
Just
and
is what
I
it
do
is.
have to say that it's admirable that he, to the very last day, was working on belts, doing his thing.
Yep.
I feel horrible that his company got in the way that it did, and he had, a lot of people say he had no idea that a lot of the stuff it sucks that his company went down the way it did because of other people.
Greed.
It really
Like
is.
everything
and
else,
with all due
greed.
respect, yeah, agreed. And anonymous, where no one is saying that a Reggie from his prime was great, but the ones that Groovy G was selling, I again, we talk facts here. It was not a good looking belt at all. Ethan is always trying to look for a Reggie to buy, and he saw it and was like, absolutely not. Either someone selling that, either Groovy G because Groovy G is not going to fuck with bootlegs. That's one thing. He's very consistent on that. He's not going to fuck with bootlegs. But was it someone sold him a belt that wasn't it? Like what is it? This belt does not look, even with Reggie. This pictures that you're showing, that I'm showing you, is Reggie's later work, like in that 2, 3, 4 years. Even that looks much better. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of what Groovy G was selling, and then you have people on Belt Talk saying, "Oh, this belt is great." Well, yeah, it's a Reggie, but don't tell me that it's Crips quality. The leather looks great when it literally looks like shit. With all due respect. And the final slide that we have here is going to show you Bam Bam, Reggie Parks. And that's what gets you the big bucks, right? Guys, I have to... Vinny, I have a question. First of all, how you doing?
I'm good, baby.
You good?
I'm good, baby.
Do you think that Milliken will be able to pick up and get orders completed?
Fuck no.
Joey.
Do cows fly?
They... Ethan?
It's true. It's true.
There's zero chance in hell.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it ain't happening.
Presentation completed. We are going to bring back Mr. Hazardf5. Thank you so much
Butt
for
feathers.
waiting on us. Butt feathers. So, Hazard, you are an expert on this stuff. The belts that you saw, what are your thoughts? You let it all out. I know it's like 4 a.m. over there. You ready to clap cheeks? Talk to me and tell me what's going on.
The first few were rough as hell. Like, it's when the AEW replica came out and people were saying, "Oh, I'm not going to get the replica today. I've already got this one. And it's just as good," and it costs $250, $300. It's like, if you want to lie to yourself about the quality of your belt, that's on you. But don't go saying that crap openly to other people, because it's just not true. And I think one of the things that people are starting to realize now, with Classic Shields coming along and Noir's HD stuff really improving, like I got a set of his stuff there about a month ago, give or take, and I was not expecting, to be honest, I was not expecting much, because I've not heard any of the stuff. I didn't even know he did like 8. I'm going to keep referring to HD, but it just means they're taking better quality with their acid etching. That's all it is. But I was very, very surprised at just how good it was. But with that, over time will come a quality and price increase. Like, Classic Shields is by far the best as far as quality is. And I remember I got shit back in the day about 10 years ago when I was saying, look, their quality is not very good right now. And like, so at the time they were costing less than the replicas were, and the replicas back then were like $250, $300 ish. And people were like, you can't say that, da, da, da. But it was true. And over time, as the quality has increased with Classic Shields and everyone else, the prices go up, because that's how it works. Quality does cost, and I think people need to realize that. Like, as you're going through those ones, as you're going through like the list of the lower quality ones, and as they improved, you notice that actually the prices increase as well. Now, going back to the Reggies, obviously those were at the unfortunately at the end of his lifespan, which at his age anyway weren't going to be particularly good. However, if you wind the clock back to when he was producing stuff within 4 months when I got mine, and Joe, I heard your question, so I'll get back to that in a second with Wrestling Superstore. It couldn't be touched. Like I paid I think it was like 2,400, and I got my belts 4 months to the day, and
Wow.
You would not be able to find a flaw in that thing. It had everything I asked for, tooled, logo plate, and everything in between. And because and some people won't notice this, and maybe I'm going to have that moment where I'm suddenly breaking glass for people. But with most Pakistan makers, with the etching on their plates, the vast majority, the plating isn't actually etched vertically. So you've got the zinc plate, and when, say, for example, an eagle and a winged eagle, it doesn't actually etch downwards, it etches at an angle. So because of that, with American plates, because it's so precise with American plates, it goes straight down vertically to the core of the plate, whereas most Pakistan makers, including Shields to a degree, not to the extent that some people, it goes down at an angle, so there's a little bit of more of a kind of like a cliff effect, if that makes any sense.
Looks like a chisel marks.
Yeah, kind of. Now, don't get me wrong, that can, depending on the design, that can be advantageous in regards to the shine that you get off it, because that actually helps it pop more in those areas. But at the end of the day, the more you're paying, typically, the better the quality. Orm is an exception, because they overvalue the quality of their plates. Now, don't get me wrong, if you can sell, it goes back to the second hand belts, if you can sell it for that much, fine. But if I'm being asked, I'm going to say, well, hang on, you got these two options, and this one's half the price of that one, so it just doesn't make sense. So,
right.
And Joe, go back to your question. Sorry, Joe, go back to your question about the Master Series. The Master Series was a mass-produced replica. When I ordered my Winged Eagle, it wasn't a Master Series, but Reggie advertised his real belts through Wrestling Superstore. Okay. So those were real zinc, 24 karat gold and stuff. But that agreement. Go ahead.
The Master Series were cast, right?
Yes. Yeah. And while they weren't spot on, they were easily some of the better replicas. Although in this day and age, and Danny O'Brien was right, people are bitter. If those were released today, people would crap on them because the plates were hollow, and people would say, no, that's rubbish because this, that, and the other. They weren't perfect. Like the bars on the Eagle were attached wrong. The globe on the IC was raised when it shouldn't have been. But if you compare it to like most modern replicas, it would trump 95% of them.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, I have just a vision. My vision is that I want that Master Series to come back. And I'm holding out hope, and I know it's never going to happen. But I want that to come back. So in moving on to the next topic and our final topic, I want you all to tell me if money weren't an option. I know people say we're going to go with, you know what? No, fuck it. That's too easy. If you had to, I'm going to get one Winged Eagle and that's it. I got to sell this. I got to sell that. I will go with the Master Series because it is just, for me, I think it's what I want. Look at Ethan already flexing. That's what I want. Hazard, you're the special guest here. Please, you tell me which is, out of all the belts that we showed, which one would you go with? With your current situation and everything, if you have to sell 8 Power Ranger morphers or you have to, sell a Dragon Dagger, what would you choose to buy?
Unpopular opinion, but if I was going to choose something, it wouldn't be a Winged Eagle because I'm not a massive fan. But
you have to stick to the Winged Eagle, Hazard.
If I was going to go for a Winged Eagle, currently it would be top quality and classic shields, no doubt about it. Wind the clock back when Reggie was around and delivering, I would have, if I'd known now how things were going to go, when I bought that gold Winged Eagle back in 2011, I would have hung on to that thing, and I would have been selling it nowadays for quadruple the cost.
Ethan Thompson. Yeah, you already have it on your shoulder. Go ahead, tell the people.
I don't think there's a choice. quality, price, and I know we can get into production speed, but classic shields will far deliver faster than any Milliken or Reggie anymore that'll ever come out. It's what it is. I'm sorry, there's no better.
No, you know what, King? I'm not mad at you. Joey V, what would you go with?
Now, can I pick like a Reggie from back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Now, will it be what Reggie charged, right? From back in the day? Okay, I'll go with the Reggie back in the day, in his early days when he was making the Winged Eagle, say early 2000s, for the price, that you put up there. I'm going with that. That might surprise some people, but it's my favorite belt, so I would go with the guy that made it. So that's me.
Right, that's always been the big thing with me. I want the guy that actually made it to get it done. But again, I'm a big I like the Master Series. And Joey has it back there. Vinny Vegas, you are on the spot, my friend. Please tell
the Newman Ali, baby.
I'm going with the Newman Ali all day, baby. Newman Ali. Best Winged Eagle in the game.
Good quality belt.
Good quality belt, baby.
Is that
No.
You will go? What would you go with?
I'm going extra flocked. I'll always go extra flocked. It's just my thing, and I'm getting the Big Eagle extra flocked. I love
you flocking stuff.
You are. That's right. The extra.
I love this extra flocking stuff, man. A lot of people don't like it.
Block logo, right?
Bro, no, the wings, Poppy, the wings.
No, I'm talking about with your
the block logo. Yeah. Yes,
you mother blocker.
I'm a mother flocker, bro.
boys.
Okay, hold on. I gotta ask this question. Hazard,
I love it.
You love the block logo Big Eagle, right?
Fuck yeah.
What color was on that back? Was it brown or burgundy?
It was. It was.
Damn, you put him on the spot like that, bro.
Yeah,
it was burgundy.
Hang on. I'm going through my encyclopedia. Hang on. So the original one was like a deepish brown to almost basically burgundy. Mm-hmm. What people get confused with is the one that Arnold was given on SmackDown had a bright brown backing, and people saw that was like really well lit compared to when it was on TV before. Yeah. So people assumed that the original had a light brown backing. So it was more of a deeper, darker brown to a burgundy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when Austin, when he came out versus Vince, and he had the suit on, and he was going to be like corporate Austin, and he hits Vince below the belt. When he's walking to the back, right before he hits the curtain, if you pause it at the correct timing, that belt looks red, like red croc in the back when the lighting hits it.
Yeah, it's a really dark brown, yeah. But like when people ask me about when people ask about like ring use belts and TV belts and stuff, I try to differ between the two, because like if you want to buy a belt from say Classic Shields and you want it to look TV accurate, that thing on TV looked like a really sort of dark to navy blue strap, whereas in reality it was actually quite a vibrant blue. So do you want it like ring accurate as in what it actually was, or TV accurate to how it actually was on television? Because they are often two very different things.
That's interesting.
So before we go, I don't want to be a part of this segment because I like to see belts completed. So I'm going to let you guys, and Vinny Vegas is going to show there's a project by someone being made. And when I come back, I am actually going to give a shout out to someone who actually did some really good work for us. So Vinny, please take it away with the project and a maker out there that we're not going to name, but please show the people and let the panel know what's going on.
I can't name this maker, but it's an American maker. And you guys will probably know. I'll tell you later. But Hazard, I want you to look at these beautiful plates. Check this out.
I know.
Let me go through them here.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Boom. Absolutely stunning stuff, man. TV. I don't even know what belt this is, guys. Help me out.
The WCW.
The WCW TV Championship.
But what year? What year
Oh,
was this?
this would be like around 90.
Mid-90s.
Well,
Yeah,
it depends on
92.
when, because there's two versions, right?
There's a gold and a silver.
and a silver. So it depends on which one he's getting, how he's doing it.
Got you. But man, oh man.
That's American quality.
American quality, man.
And you can see there on the globe, like the longitude and latitude lines, they go straight down. There's no angle on the etching there as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very clean.
It's unplated, of course, but it looks fabulous.
Hitting that polisher hard.
Fantastic job. Yo. Polishing is very important, man.
How you get this?
Polishing is very important. Look, people can already tell. Uh-oh. Don't let the cat out of the bag.
Right?
91 and 93. Thank you, bro. Yo, and
Classic.
Panetta, chill, bro. Chill.
Classic Shields has a 91 and 94 going
Chill.
for me, so I'm waiting.
Absolutely stunning. Jay, what'd you think, bro?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I keep my mouth shut when it comes to this stuff because I like to see it done. I do have to give a shout out to someone.
Okay.
So, as you all know, and Hazard's going to learn as we, get to know each other more. I'm a big official replica guy. Get the replica first. I did not do that with this belt because it was an opportunity that I could not pass up. Mr. Vinny Vegas had a AEW on order before the replicas were even a thing. It was like the first person. Ethan's flipping me off because I did to him what he did to Vinny.
Let me just explain this. Let me just explain this real quick.
Thinking.
I didn't tell a lot of people, okay? And I kept this quiet. But I bought two. I didn't buy just one. I bought two.
He didn't. Correct.
And I surprised Jay with it. All right? Because I'm willing to wait a little bit longer because I know he didn't. Every time he was going to say he was going to get the AEW replica, I said, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I never pulled
I
two
said,
and
don't
two
do
together.
it. Don't do it.
Did.
And he's like, why? I was like, I'll just sell you mine when mine comes in. I'll sell you mine. Don't do it.
I'm going to keep the CS. I'm going to, yeah.
And here it is.
Let me tell you something. First of all, classic Shields.
Come on, King. I'm giving you full for this.
You guys are something else. Magnificent in every
Upside down, bro.
Is it? Shit.
Yep.
There you go,
loser.
Thank
baby.
you, Hazard.
What a
There you
loser.
go. There you go.
Oh, bro.
Ruined your moment.
But look at them
I
stones.
don't, you can't, Ethan. I know you're hating, but you can't take this away.
Look at the stones, man.
And the person who did this,
Jay pulled
let
him,
me tell you
Ethan.
something. Richard motherfucking Simpson.
Yo, shout out.
I am not a stone guy. I really am not. And this lighting is not going to do it any justice at all. And I'm going to take a video of it. And I'll put up what Simpson sent me. When I pulled this up and I was in my kitchen, the light hit it and it started sparkling. I said, oh, we got to start. I hit up Jones. I said, we got to start blinging our belts. But we got to send this shit to Simpson. John, I should send this to John to review.
You should, man.
Because this is just, I am not going to do it any justice whatsoever. I
Send
have
it-
no talent.
No. Don't send it to John.
Send it
'cause
to
Ethan
John.
will
It'll
go
never
over there
leave
and-
California again, bro.
I won't.
guarantee
No,
you.
So, John, the only way I'm going to send this belt to you if you're not in the state of California, because Ethan Thompson is literally, I know what Ethan's going to do. This
Yo,
thing-
homie's like 45 minutes from me, bro. You're straight.
So the lighting is not going to do it any justice at all. I'll put up some videos of it, but Richard Simpson, Classic Shields, you guys are just knocking it out of the park. Keep doing the great work. I am still going to get the replica. I'm going to keep this in DTOF. And the replica will be the ones that I touch because, you know me, I like to take pictures and stuff with it. But this is a magnificent belt. Thank you so much, Richard, for putting so much work into it.
Yeah.
Classic Shields. Crazy thing is to think about that Eddie Williams once said that people in Pakistan would cut your throat at the moment that they could take, and to have, you know, you get your Muhammad Nawaz, you get your Mayan belts, which really touched me with my own belt. And I'm going a little bit of a tangent here. My own belts when Mutasar was literally defeated and felt like his business was going downhill, and to have his brother, and that's what we speak of, brotherhood, his brother say, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to give up. We're going to stand there. We're going to do it together. I'm going to fund it. And he's completing his stuff. The Leather John is great. I have a Leather Rebels NWA, and it's great. I don't see, not that I see different, because there's two different belts, so I can't say that there's a difference, but it just feels the same. So I think you guys are doing great work. Keep doing it, Richard. You are a master of your craft.
He really is, man.
Yeah, I really do appreciate you taking the time to do this. And he did it over the weekend. He got it on like a fucking Friday and shipped it out on Monday. I mean, he was just like, here you go. Here's your belt. Get it out of here. So I really do appreciate that. Gentlemen, I appreciate you being on, Mr. Hazardf5. It was a pleasure and an honor to have you on. You are more than welcome anytime here. Thank you so much. I know you're going to go clap some cheeks and then go to bed. So I do appreciate that, my friend.
Clap some butt feathers, bro.
Butt feathers have changed Shane's life without a doubt.
Bro, we made it. We nearly made it 2.5 fucking hours before that came up. Nearly 2.5
Green Ranger,
hours.
bro. The Green Ranger. Mr. Joseph Vatanza, thank you so much, Joy, for always coming on. Ethan Thompson, you are a wealth of knowledge. Vinny Vegas, please shave the fucking mustache, because I tried to. I made it 2 hours and 27 seconds without the mustache. I'm sorry. Jack Soaps. Monkey Fart, which apparently is the best soap to get. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. I will address the people now. Guys, Undisputed Era, baby. With class, butt feathers. What a hobby. I love each and every one of you for coming on. I do have something to say. I unblocked a lot of people. I know it's something that's shocking that I unblocked people, and I did because you have to grow as a person, I feel. I did tell Vinny Vegas that anyone starts acting up, I'm going to fucking boot them right away. But no, I'm looking at it and saying, you know what? There's a lot of people here now who are mature, who are doing their thing. And you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try and work with everybody and do things the right way so that everyone can have fun here. So right now, I'm going to bring on someone who has been a very good friend, someone that I blocked. I'm not going to lie. I blocked him. But he has been a very good friend. I never thought that he would be as good of a friend as I thought. I mean, this guy hits me up all the time, see how I'm doing, see how the kid's doing, see if I'm alive, if my kid hasn't killed me yet. Thank you, Platinum. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Vinny. We do appreciate that. So to announce the next belt that is going to be coming up next month, and he will be joining my permanent panelists, Mr. Joe Vatanza and Ethan Thompson. Here he is to announce the next belt that we will be doing. The host of the Pods That Rock podcast, Mr. Jameson Bennett. Jameson, welcome to Get the Strap, baby. How you doing?
It's taking forever for me to get here. I got blocked because of what I did some crazy stuff back last year, I'm sure. But we're all good now. I'm going to be on Get the Strap next month, and I'm excited for it. Because
and tell me, here's the thing.
Oh, dude.
People are next. WCW, right?
People are next.
WCW 91 to 94. Mike Jones is losing his mind right now backstage. That is the belt we're going to do. And there's a reason why I picked you, Jameson. And that reason is get him off the screen. He's got a Goldberg shirt on. Look, Jones is very angry about Goldberg being part of WWE. Yes. But here's the thing. There's a reason why I picked Jameson. Jameson lives, born and raised in the great state of Georgia.
WCW.
You are WCW country. And 91 to 94. Very, very underrated. We will have Mr. Jameson Bennett on. We were going to have Mr. Rob Staniloff on, who's going to come on and he's going to talk with us about his collection and the positive things he's doing on there. Jameson, I appreciate you. I am more than happy to go on Pods That Rock and do some work with you. Keep on rocking, my friend. And I cannot wait to get the strap with you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on. See you around, baby. Let me address the people by myself. We're done. Your guys are gonna love the next cup. Look at this. Vinny Christ, baby. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All that we want to do is give you information to make a decision on what belt you want. How do you want to spend your hard-earned money? Some of us, myself included, may come off at sticks. We're not. We're very approachable people. Reach out to us, whether it be to do your own podcast about questions about belts. Reach out to us. We want to help. We want to make sure that you're not getting scammed, that you are not, someone's not taking your money for a product that's not worth what you're paying for. We want to make sure that you enjoy this. And that's why we do what we do. Thank you so much for being here with us. I really do appreciate it. And to my wife who is watching, I'm going to eat your booty later on tonight. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.